when you actually go down to the ballpark and see it in person. And look, I will always say, I don't care if the weather's nice. There's nothing better than a great day at the ballpark, even if your team blows. All right? But yesterday, seeing it with your own eyes, a paltry 3-hit performance, just an awful game winner. You know, it would have been, it wasn't a do or die game. The season's basically over anyway. But to see it unfold against a crappy team who has been playing well, but they lose the game again. It's not the way they lost. 7-0. What's with Ricky Vanasco, whatever the hell his name is? Well, why is he even on the team? I know they have injuries. They got to have full bullpen things. The guy stinks. 2 innings of relief, 4 earned runs. He was horrible when the game was somewhat still in reach. If you can even call, 3-1 4-1 in reach. Flaherty pitched good for the most part. He had his 1 inning. When he get through 5, and the 5th inning was bad. But when you strike out 9 guys and only walk 1, that's a quality start to a certain extent. He didn't go the inning route to get the quality start. But
he fell shy.
But he was good.
Gave him a shot. I gave
him
a shot.
Hey, yeah. And all I got to say is, as they put in the free press, Wencel Perez, baby. Jim Costa's boy.
Yeah, 2 hits.
Yeah. Who can stop Wencel Perez?
Nobody. He's unstoppable.
Exactly. He hit a home run. But and I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing A.J. Smith talk about
Hinch.
What did I say? A.J. Smith? Whatever. I'm so discombobulated because of seeing that crap yesterday.
I'm sorry you had to be there for it.
Yeah, I know. It's my own fault. However, it was a beautiful day.
It was.
The beer was cold.
Good.
I don't want to hear any more from A.J. Hinch about Colt Keith hitting the ball hard. Enough of this crap. Hitting the ball hard. How about hitting the ball out of the ballpark? How about hitting the ball hard where there is like open grass in a cavernous stadium? They just are so bad. 22-55. They're tied with the Angels for the worst record in the American League, and they're only a couple games ahead of the awful Colorado Rockies as the worst record in baseball. And I don't see it getting any better because they suck on the road. They got to go to Chicago, and yes, the White Sox, they're playing much better. So and then they got to go to Tampa, a team with like no payroll, but all they do is compete every freaking year.
Having a good year.
And the Tigers are the freaking Tigers. And the other thing I don't want to hear anymore from fans, from players, which I really haven't heard too much from the players, from the manager, from front office, whatever. Well, 2004, nobody thought we had a chance to come back. 2024, 2025 don't mean squat anymore. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. Even in a way that sticks up for them. I don't want to hear that, except for this one little stretch where they, had the best record in baseball for a while. No, that's aside. The crap's aside. This is 2025. And yes, they have freaking injuries. I get it. All up and down the lineup. And it hurts. And yes, their record, if they were healthy, would not be 22-55. But it doesn't excuse crap. And that's what you're seeing right now from the Detroit Tigers. And it's disgusting. It really is. Yesterday there was so many. It was a beautiful day. There were school buses everywhere, children everywhere. I'll never want to, like I say, not tell people to go to the ball, not to go to the ball game, but taking your kids to see a school bus and a school full of Tigers to Tigers games these days is like child abuse.
Oh,
it really is. They're awful. They're not even fun to watch. It's one thing to be 22-55, but every game is close, and they blow.
Are you saying it's bad parenting to expose your child to Ricky Vanasco?
Yes.
Okay.
It's bad parenting.
Okay.
And it's not even parenting. You leave them off with your school, and the school takes a busload of them down there.
Our education system. I'm
telling you.
Just a quick note. You said 22-55. They're 22-35. I didn't know if you're predicting a 20-game losing streak to go from now and then. I wouldn't put it past them at this point. It is pretty rough. They just played the 2 worst teams in the American League, and we tried to go, well, it's this spot on the schedule, if and maybe. They lost both series.
Yeah.
series, and it's hard to spin anything positive when
there's nothing.
They're going to play the White Sox, as you mentioned. They're going to play the Rays, as you mentioned, and they're just not playing good baseball beyond
No.
any of that because they played bad teams and they can't beat them.
Right. And Verlander's looking good in his simulation game. Skubal's getting ready. Carpenter's close. He's going to play in Toledo. Torres is going to be there. They're
Right,
going to get some guys back. I don't care.
But I want to stress this. They don't have 100 games. I know the schedule suggests they will play more than 100 games.
Yeah.
They don't have 100 games.
No.
The trade deadline will come.
Yes.
And the right responsible thing to do is going to be to sell. So it's really not 100 games to make this up.
No.
It's once you get to the All-Star break, once we're into July, that's the reality.
Yeah, but the reality is they
They have a month. They have like 5 weeks.
No, I know. But and the reality of that is with the worst record in the American League, or tied for the worst record in the American League, it's not even June yet, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
Wait a couple days, Tony.
Yeah, I know. This is just,
But my point is, you really only have about a month to
Yes.
salvage this, and they're still not healthy. And even the rosy optimistic Skubal projection would be like another 15 days, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to make a couple ups, as they say.
yes,
and
knowing the Tigers this season, he'll re-injure himself during one of his.
Well,
you know,
I don't even want to put that in the universe because we need to sell him.
I know.
But my point is,
Yes.
he's at least a couple weeks away, I would think.
Yes.
If and when he comes back, he's not going to hit for this team.
No.
So they are already in a hole that I don't know that they will dig out of.
No, I mean, God, there was somebody at the ballpark yesterday could have helped him.
Who?
Tom Selleck.
Yeah, why not?
We saw him walking.
Did you?
Yeah, boy, he looks old.
They had him
Looks
on the
old.
TV broadcast. He was talking about getting a hot dog and a beer. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just.
He's like 81 years old.
Yeah, I know. Well, he could probably hit better than some of the guys they
That must
have.
be why he looks old.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. Well, to me, everybody looks. It's my demo anyway. And then the sadder part is, it's 2 lost seasons because you're not going to have a season next year. So we're not going to have good baseball in this town for 2 years minimum.
Yeah, it stings a little more. I mean, I don't want to geek out about the negotiating talking points, but the players and the owners are already laying down a gauntlet that they are very far apart, including a salary cap being floated out by owners. So if you think it's going the way we think it's going, it's 2 lost summers, which is a total bummer. Because like you said, going to the ballpark summer's a good time.
Right.
And it feels like forever ago, but we were so excited on opening day. We're so excited for what this team could do.
I know.
2024, you say
Whoa,
it's
Chris Illich, they spent money, got Valdez, look at this
Yes.
rotation there. And then the injuries have piled up.
and
they
we thought,
started-
hey, rotation will keep you from going on long losing streaks. You'll stay in the fight. You'll add at the
They
deadline.
go
It's-
on the West Coast and win 2 out of 3 against the Padre team that's not bad. And they go in Arizona and everything changed.
But you say 2024 is a couple years ago, and we got to move on, and I agree. But it did set the tone of, hey, what a rush.
Yeah.
Then even last year with the choke, they win a playoff series. And
Yes.
it's like, you know what? We could just get the ball moving a little further.
Right.
Just keep the momentum going just another step forward.
Yeah.
And we don't even have wheels.
No.
Well, the car's on blocks.
No, because basically we thought that we didn't need to get a new car because our hitters are just as good as they've ever been.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know. We all do. We all do.
And we all do. Text. So bad we had to post it 5 times. The best thing the Tigers have going right now is their feud with Cookies, taking a shot at Costa.
That was a very good tweet by them, by the way. Going back at you.
Well, it's all in good.
Of course, I know.
To me, it's all in good natured fun.
And I think everybody is. I even saw Evan Woodbury, who was the first one who went off on you a little bit. I said, thank you for the content yesterday. And he smiled and he laughed.
Well, okay. I know Valeni went nuclear yesterday and said, get the social media person fired. I don't need the social media person fired. They stepped in it. I've been there. We all tweet during games.
Yeah.
They press send before the game's over, and they proved my point. You want to
Yes.
celebrate this homer? You lost. So yeah, I mean, they give it. I'll play along and fight back,
Yeah.
and got to stick up for myself. You want to dunk?
Absolutely.
You want to dunk on me for a Wenzel
Absolutely.
Perez home run?
Yeah, it's not like you don't want them to play well.
Oh, I know. It's the old bit you want to be able to bitch about it. No, there's really
No.
nothing left to do. We have a whole summer of this.
Right.
I'm all bitched out. I would like a baseball team to talk about.
Yes.
I don't want to do the Twitter feud with the Tigers to make the summer interesting. I'd rather the baseball team make the summer interesting. There's only so many times I can get in the Twitter feud with the Tigers social media, admin. We got to get into talking baseball, and unfortunately, there's really no baseball to talk about.
No, the only thing to talk about is, the trade deadline.
Right.
Getting guys ready to be not with us anymore.
Yeah, well,
and see what
how many guys can get healthy, not to save the season, but to be dealt.
Yes.
Right? Can you get Torres back, and is there somebody that would take a flyer on a veteran player?
We need the young brain, Scott Harris, man, the Wizard of Witherall.
Yeah, look, there's no salvage. There's no salvaging the lost season from like the fact that he didn't do enough.
Right.
But there is I still have to conduct myself the right way for the organization and get the most return I can at the trade deadline.
Yes, which he has not really done very well at.
No, so anyway. 248-539-9797. We will have a cookie jar today.
All right.
Some fun stuff. And they're calling it a Bronner's level revelation from me.
Ooh.
You're not a Michigander if. We'll do that later in the show. It's 97.1.
Don't let Wenzel get hot.
You got to play it at least 4 more times before we get out of here. I'm sorry that I didn't need to say that. It's all in good fun, at least on my end.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. Stoney was at that game.
Yeah, thrilling.
That can be arranged, by the way.
I thought that's what you were doing. I didn't mean to put the idea in your head.
I wasn't, but now it is. So.
Now you will. We got a baseball team that we're going to discuss briefly.
Yeah.
There's really not much to discuss at this point.
No, and it's only going to get less and less discussed until the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Because I don't see them miraculously crawling out of this. You know, once they get guys back, they'll play better, yes, but it's too deep a hole, and it's not just because of the injuries either.
So I want to put something on people's radar to
Okay.
look forward to, because I don't
Yes.
think people are looking forward to Tiger baseball. They're going to play the White Sox this weekend. White Sox are actually having a pretty decent season, right?
Yeah.
Something to look forward to this weekend. Could happen tonight. Could happen Sunday. We could have our final Canadian hockey team eliminated. And Stoney is in on Monday, which means Greg is shaking his head in disgust. Whoa, Canada is on the docket.
That's true. The non-Olympic version.
Yeah.
And because it's Montreal, I'm going to try to, because I looked at the words from last year's, and there's really nothing much to change. But we might, because the way they do it in Montreal, they do a little French into the English.
Oh, yeah. When their fans sing the anthem and they get into it. And, yeah.
And all French, whoa, Canada?
No, not in all French. No,
God.
no.
I think Jimmy would flag that.
There will be a little. There might be a little bit of French, but not. It will be very short.
Like a verse, a chorus. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you think they're done?
The
Down 3-1.
Canadians, yeah.
Yeah. Hurricanes finally get over this Eastern Conference final
Yes.
block they have.
Yes, and it's Raleigh versus Vegas for Lord Stanley's Cup.
Just how the NHL wanted it, right?
Exactly. if you were in a self-induced coma for like 40 years, wait a second.
What?
There's a hockey team in Raleigh. There's a hockey team in Las Vegas. What the
Yeah,
hell's
yeah,
going
one
on?
was the Whalers and one just appeared out of thin air.
Yes. And only
Expansion.
made the finals 3 years in their first, 8-9 years of existence?
And the Lions still haven't won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Don't worry. That hasn't changed. One more time. Vegas only won 39 games and the Red Wings won 41 games. Anyway, basketball last night. You had the Spurs keep the season alive.
Yeah, by the way, I don't want to cast aspersions, but I will. Chet Holmgren is a cat enthusiast.
What's wrong with liking cats?
He is so soft. I'm stunned in watching that game closely last night, at least the first 3 quarters. He just goes up soft for layups. I mean, he's a good player, but I think he's intimidated by the whole Victor thing. And Wembanyama was great yesterday.
Showed up looking like a monk.
Yes.
And then he was, look, he had to be. Their season's on the line.
28-10. They win 118-91. That series is 3-3, Game 7, Saturday night. It'll be pretty good because it's in Oklahoma City. I expect Shea SGA to be a little better than he was last. He was bad.
He's had some no-shows.
6 for 18, 15 points, 0 for 5 from 3.
I just hope officiating doesn't become a story.
Let me tell you something. They let him play a little bit. Now, there was a disproportionate amount of free throws in San Antonio's favor, but that was physical. That was like old Pistons basketball. They were banging people all over the place, and they were letting them play, which...
If it ain't rough, it ain't right, Stoney.
I mean, even before that, yes, but yeah, banging and throwing guys down. And the good Jalen Williams came back yesterday, and he was not very good. Yeah, exactly. So Game 7 tomorrow night, if you have nothing to do, that's going to be, I think, must-watch TV.
We both did it at the... Come on.
Oh, wow.
Double drop.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Tag team.
Everybody was looking forward to this series. The winner of this is going to win the NBA championship.
I feel that
I don't
way.
know. We've had 6 games, and only one of them has been good. And it was a great game, the first one.
Yeah.
But the rest of them have been
When did the final start?
June 3rd,
Okay.
which is Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Knicks will have more time off. Although Mitchell Robinson, they discovered, broke his pinky. They're not sure whether he'll be able to play. At least
I bet
at the
he still
beginning.
plays.
Probably.
Maybe he'll have a Willis Reed moment.
They should just foul him because he can't shoot free throws anyway.
You probably don't like how often I brought up Willis Reed. Like, I mean, it's happened how many decades ago?
It's not a Willis Reed moment with a pinky.
That was why it was a joke.
I think that
He's
was.
cutting out his pinky injury. What a warrior.
Let me tell you, that was so overblown, I think. Although my friends from New York would say it wasn't. He comes out, he doesn't really do much, but he just got the crowd all
Yeah.
set the table. Anyway.
Okay. Let's get to Heather's news. Heather, what's going on? Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
This news is brought to you by Gardner White. Well, a man is in custody after attempting to lure a little girl into the woods in Brighton Township. So, according to Michigan State Police, an 8-year-old girl was out riding her bike. This was Wednesday evening when she was approached by a man who was wearing an ID badge for a pest control company, appeared to be, a door-to-door salesman. The man asked the little girl to come into the woods, where he would give her a surprise. Now, the man attempted to lure her into the woods, but the girl's father noticed. He jumped in and asked the man, "What are you doing?" He ended up fleeing on a Segway. And I've seen this. Not this man, but I have had pest control. Well, I'm guessing pest control companies come
Show
and
up
they
on a
ride their little
Segway?
Segway. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They don't last long because it happened again. Somebody knocked on our
solicitor?
door at like 7:45.
At night?
Yeah, bedtime, putting the kids to sleep.
Oh, boy.
Didn't go good for him, but he did flee on a Segway.
He did flee on a Segway?
Yeah, he had a Segway. So
Whoa.
anyway, police were able to find this guy and arrested him without incident on Thursday afternoon, and the incident remains under investigation. A woman is behind bars after crashing a stolen U-Haul in Macomb County on Thursday morning. So it all started in Clinton Township when police spotted a U-Haul truck that was reported stolen earlier that morning. Officers tried to pull this driver over, but she fled the scene, sped off. So there was a brief chase, but they ended up calling off the pursuit when she entered Mount Clemens. Then the U-Haul eventually ran a red light, was struck by another vehicle, and it rolled over, crashed. First responders had to cut the windshield of the vehicle out to get to the driver. She was taken into custody. It sounds like she was not injured in the crash, identified as a 47-year-old woman from Clinton Township. Ooh, an Ortonville couple is $1 million richer after winning a massive Powerball jackpot. 61-year-old Roger Roy bought the Powerball ticket online, and the night of the drawing, he saw an email from the lottery that looked different from the ones he was used to getting. He buys tickets online
Was this
quite
suspicious?
frequently. Well, normally when you win a few bucks, it's like, oh, this one looked different. So he knew it was probably more than just a couple dollars is how he took it. So he waited till his wife got home so they could open that email together and celebrate. He says that he's sure they're going to do something fun with the money down the road, but right now they're just going to save it and use it as a financial cushion. So
Awesome.
very exciting.
for
Good
him.
for them. The search for Lynette Hooker's body continues in the Bahamas. So the U.S. Coast Guard has now asked officials in the Bahamas for permission to send divers to new locations after investigators found inconsistencies between her husband's location data and his statement to investigators about where she is. So, the plot thickens. Brian Hooker had told authorities that his wife went overboard in a specific area. Well, now apparently location data recovered from his electronic devices show those statements don't match up. So
He's lying.
sounds like it, and it sounds like he might have been doing it this whole time. He, of course, has denied any wrongdoing in connection to his wife's, missing body, but we should see.
Yep.
Yeah. 4-time Stanley Cup champion and one of NHL's fiercest players, Claude Lemieux, has passed away. He was 60 years old. According to reports, Lemieux died of an apparent suicide. He is survived by his wife and his 4 children.
He had just done the torch
I saw
ceremony
that.
the other day at the Canadiens game, and we'll get into it later. But yes, he is a very intricate part in Detroit sports lore.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the ultimate villain, the ultimate foil, antagonist, made that rivalry what it was.
Was I with you or was it with Gator? I said that Claude Lemieux should be in the Hall of Fame just for his playoff stuff. I mean, he's like 8th, I think, all time in playoff goals. He
Really?
won a Conn Smythe. He won 3 Stanley Cups, Colorado, and he won 2 with Colorado, 1 with New Jersey, I believe.
And I think just beyond all that, to go back, you mentioned the torch. Check on people, because you would have thought from afar,
Yeah,
he's got to be living a great life. You just don't know what people are going through.
I know. It's nuts.
Officers stepped in to deliver packages in Groseal after a delivery driver was caught sleeping behind the wheel with some heroin as well. After receiving a call from a concerned resident, police found the driver asleep in a running vehicle as well as heroin inside the vehicle. The driver was taken into custody. Charges are pending, but the officers thought, well, we can't leave all of the packages here in the vehicle, so they made sure that they delivered them to their intended destinations. We had a story like this earlier,
Yes.
right? I don't
Where
think
the
it was
police
about.
stepped in to be delivery drivers.
I don't think
Yeah.
it was about that delivery driver that quit on the job. It
Yeah.
wasn't about falling asleep or
Heroin.
drugs, but still stepping in to
Hey,
deliver packages.
it's Heather with the news. All right. Coming up next, is it anger or apathy? Could anything bring you back? We'll talk a little Tiger baseball. We'll spend some time with Claude Lemieux and to discuss some of his impact at 7:02. It's 97.1. All right, tell you about Shaner Roofing, because for over 30 years, they've been doing the job right. A proven track record of serving Michigan homeowners. Now they're bringing that 5-star quality to roofs, windows, and siding. A family-owned company, Shaner's local. They'll treat you like family because they are one. They answer to you, not some private equity investors. And while competitors are being bought out by investment firms, Shaner's here, they're local, and they're committed to Michigan customers. You can Google them and see what I'm talking about. 4.9 star rating. That's thousands of satisfied homeowners, a reputation they have earned through doing the job right for decades. And how about this? I talk about family-owned and treating you right. The no pressure promise. There's no high pressure sales pitch. You get a true honest assessment of your home's needs. And every roof they install, lifetime transferable warranty. Ready to get started? Get your quote today. Visit mymichiganroof.com. That's Shaner Roofing, windows and siding, mymichiganroof.com. Guys in the afternoon asked this question. You had a chance to sleep on it, wake up. How you feeling this morning? Is it anger or apathy with this baseball team?
It can be both, but if I had to pick one, because a lot of it is jaded for our job because you still have to somewhat pay attention. It's more anger for me. It really is, because it was set up for them, unless I understand injury situations, but it's set up for them to make a run this year. That's why they didn't trade Scoop in the offseason, I believe. That's why they went and got Valdez to add to the rotation. Obviously, he should have gotten another bat, but they play in a crappy division. The American League's not as good as the National League. And it's the way they're playing. It pisses me off. And maybe it shouldn't. Maybe I just
no, don't say that. You feel how you
relax.
Feel. No, don't say that. You should feel how you feel.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I want to encourage people. If you want to call in and say that you're neither, you go ahead. Feel how you feel about this team. I just think those are the camps probably with the most people in it. Anger and apathy. And it could change by the game or the day. Like when Vierling lazy plays in center field, I'm angry.
Right.
But where I'm at is more apathetic at this point.
Yeah.
I think the damage has been done. The hole has been dug. I don't see many ways out of it. These guys aren't coming back tomorrow. The schedule's not getting easier. They just played a bunch of bad teams. The trade deadline will be here before you know it. Prep for the trade deadline is going to start in like a month, if not sooner. I'm apathetic. I just have to accept this for what it is, as blah as it's become.
Is it because of whatever the factors you want to use? Is it just, it's baseball. It's one of those seasons. Like,
it's just going to be chalked up to that lost season.
Like 2008.
Eight would be one of them.
Yeah.
And there's a few more if you can go far enough back.
Yeah, I know. But a season where you really thought good about this team going in. I mean, yesterday.
2015 was probably a lost season too.
Yes.
2016, they had a winning record but missed the playoffs. And then it was into the descent of a rebuild.
Correct.
It's going to end up just being a lost summer.
I know.
And I know your point's a very good one.
It's going to be a lost two summers, because we're not going to I don't think we're going to have baseball next year unless something drastic changes. And I don't think that the owners are going to budge. They want a salary cap, and the union ain't going to budge. They don't want one. So you know what? Go play ball somewhere else. That's the way it's going to be. I mean, I understand the whole, salary cap. It's not capitalism and all that. You know what? Tough. It works in every other sport, or maybe not. Doesn't work if you're an anti-cap guy. But I think it needs something, whether you want to call it a cap or not.
I'm pro salary cap for competitive balance reasons, but they need to do a bunch of other stuff. Like how about a floor?
Yes, they have to be a floor.
And that's something the players wanted. I forget what it's, competitive integrity tax.
Yes.
Of at least $150 million, which is a huge spend for some of these teams that cry broke. In addition to a bunch of other things you could do that are pro player along the way. But I just think the sides are at pretty far standstill at odds with one another, that it just kind of reinforces that idea that we're not going to play baseball next season, which then maybe makes you more angry that the way this season's gone.
Right, because they're not playing baseball this season. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. And you go to the games and you sit there and you say, all right, it's baseball. I'm not one of those they're just playing a kid's game. No, baseball is freaking hard. It really is. And when you lose, your ability to do things for a certain period of time, it's frustrating. It builds up. After the game, I asked A.J. Hinch basically if, what's going on? Is it frustration? Is it lack of confidence? Why can't this team hit?
I think confidence is a funny thing, because you try not to let it waver every day based on recent performance, because it's the grind of the season. And on top of that, we're frustrated because we put so much work in, we're putting so much attention into the things, and we're not coming up with results. And so, I clearly see a team that's beat up a little bit, but the league doesn't care, and your next opponent doesn't care. And so, the character of this team is ready.
That's true. I mean, baseball is so hard, especially the hitting part of it. And if you're in a bad way and it just keeps piling on, and what does it happen? It turns into 22 and 35.
Let me ask you a question. The way they collapsed at the end of last year versus the way they're playing right now, how would you compare how AJ's, at least publicly, tried to steer his team?
I think he's frustrated.
I feel like he's more frustrated now than
Yes.
they were during the collapse. I don't think he has as many answers as he did last year when they blew the division lead.
I think
That's just observing media stuff more than
right.
it is
I have
like
no
knowing.
idea if it's true. I just think oh boy, another injury. With Jensen going on the DL. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I think that's part of it, and the other part of it is whether it's injury or not. He just is trying so many different ways to get guys to perform, and nobody's performing. And look, some of it's on him. I think he micromanages way too much. We're at a point of his season. Said, all right, you know what, Colt Keith, let him play every day. Let this guy play every day. I don't need to hear about All-Star Zach McKinstry anymore. That was last year's half of a season. He deserved to be in the All-Star game.
He was a reserve.
Yeah, whatever. He deserved it. He had a great first half of the season. That's it. That's all he's ever had.
Really, it's since the All-Star break last year.
Yes.
Things have gone very south very fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for, guys like, Mize and Scooble and
Green.
yeah. And Dingler and
There's a couple guys, but they got to be more than a couple guys if
Yeah.
you're going to end up. Look, it's reflected in the record. Text says, guys, it's crazy to look back at the Arizona series. There were red flags, but they basically all played out. It's like the Lions versus the Packers week 1 last season.
yeah, Jansen did blow a save, right? So
It feels like so long ago.
I know. That was the first sweep?
Yes, it was the first time they were swept of 5 times so far this season. They've lost, is it 9 of the last 10 series?
Yes.
Remember, it used to be a big talking point.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we just want to win the next series.
Right. You win the first game in a series, then you have to do is win one out of the next 2, and you win a series and just keep going and keep going.
Stacking them and stacking them. They were a team that was,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. A summer ago, this time last summer, pre-All-Star game, we're pumping up. Hey, look at all these guys who are going to make the All-Star game. They're the first team to 40 wins and 50 wins and 60. And we're whispering behind the scenes, could they win 100 baseball games? I think that was that's like a year ago.
Right. They were. I think the front office was seduced by that stretch.
Absolutely.
And looked at the playoffs and saying, "Damn, we almost had it." So we just have to basically tweak here, tweak there,
Stoney.
but not do great things. Kind of like the same way I think the Pistons' beliefs were. They were seduced by their regular season.
Yeah, now you have your resolve tested in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing I would say. I'd almost give the Tigers a pass on being seduced if it played out the whole year that way.
Right.
But because they collapsed at the end of the regular season and couldn't hit in the postseason, it was like, oh, well, now you could do something about it. Now you have like a reason and evidence, and you don't have to buy the first 100 games of that season.
No.
You actually have a reason to act. And they still didn't.
They thought it was a fluke.
One of them was a fluke.
Yeah, well,
It was the first half.
Like I said, they shouldn't even deal with what happened last year, the last 2 years.
you're right.
New season, just go on, and they just can't perform. It's depressing.
I feel for this guy. He says, I'm a first season Tigers season ticket holder.
Okay,
Gift to me for early retirement. Unfortunately, the service is rendered like a bad experience. Tigers can't apologize for our bad experience. Like he says, like a bad experience at a restaurant where the manager apologizes and can take care of your dinner. The Tigers can't apologize for our bad experience. KG and Warren.
no, and are they giving you like extra merch or something? Hey, like, we're sorry, we're sorry, your meal sucks. Go here's a City Connect jersey.
I just empathize with the guy. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I've had Wings tickets for a few years,
Right,
and I've
I know.
been disappointed. You buy them with the best of intentions.
I had Lions tickets for years and years and years and nothing, and I finally got rid of them, and then they became good. I could have, whatever.
There's a lot of people that can relate to that lately.
Yeah.
Charles in Dearborn says, my Tigers feeling is more apathy than anger. I have the MLB app, and I haven't watched a full game.
He's not going to be alone.
There's another person that says it's not apathy, it is anger. School bus, kids 2 hours away to see that crap.
Wow.
Yep.
That's easy. Told you it's child abuse. 2 hours in a school bus
Yep.
to watch that. Well, at least you get to see, I got to see Mike Trout play well. He's one of the great players.
Well, and if you're a couple, I'm not going to spin this positive. That's a terrible experience for them to have to watch that. But going to a baseball game might be rare if you live a couple hours away.
Well,
so you're
yes.
still making a day at the
Look,
ballpark.
I'm
and you see the
kidding.
statues, and you
Like I
try to make
said,
something of it.
I'll still go occasionally because if it's a nice day, there's nothing better than sitting there with people you like and having a beer and watching a ball game and talking and eating a dog. It's great.
248-539-9797. We'll talk all-time Detroit sports villains at 7:02 and give Claude Lemieux his proper respect as the ultimate Detroit sports villain. Got some room for you guys on the text and the phones. Tigers, anger, apathy, how would you describe it? And maybe this question, is there anything they could do to pull you right back in? Is it a 5-game win streak? Is it a certain benchmark by this date in June? Is it this performance in this area, this bullpen, or this... He's shaking his head. We'll give you the chance to throw that out there. It's 97.
Because it's not happening.
Well, okay, but maybe
I
somebody
know.
wants to...
Make
I'm just
it-
asking them...
You're living in the land of make-believe.
I'm not living in any make-believe. I'm asking the listeners, is
Okay.
there something they could do to reel you back? 20 wins in a row. You tell us. It's 97-1.
Then he went on to be the first person to have 5 homers in one game.
He just tried to get me in trouble.
He's going to go 5 for 5 tonight.
I hope he does.
Yeah, I know.
They could tag me
And
in
they'll
all 5
lose.
of
And they'll
them.
lose 8-7.
They could tag me in all 5 home runs. That's fine. I actually tried to lay down my sword and ask a question. What could they do to pull you back in? And people do not want to hear it. This text says there's nothing they could do to
There's
reel me in.
nothing.
Says the whole point of the season was to make a late push for the World Series with Scooble. Even with everyone back and healthy, it would look nothing like a contender. What's the point? Sell the people you can, and let's look forward to 2028.
Yes, because there's not going to be a 2027.
Yeah. Reeling me back in would be selling and seeing some of the young assets.
Okay, like if you bring up Clark and
Like, let's say it's second half of the season. It's Clark. It's Anderson.
You got McGonigal already here.
Does Bersenio? I don't know the track.
I don't know.
I don't know how quickly they could all be here. And I'll get a proper sell where you feel like you get fair market or ideally more.
Right, more Melton. You see if Montero can do a whole season.
You get Joe back at the end of the year. Again, this feels fleeting given what the hopes and dreams were, but this is a way to keep people paying attention maybe.
Yes.
If you get some of these young guys to perform well. But then the problem will be you can't carry it over to 27 if they don't play baseball.
Correct.
That's another text. The problem is literally 2 years of no baseball.
Yeah. This is it always comes back to him. I know somebody's going to say, but it's like the part of the name of Springsteen's tour, which ends tomorrow. It's a land of hope and dreams. The Tigers. That's what it is.
It's also probably cruel to from Scott Harris to see, because so much of this has been billed as 2027 is when he'll have all his guys, right? Like Clark will be here, McGonigal. Remember, how many years have we talked about 27 is when like the timeline should align, and we might not even play baseball in 27.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like if you bring up young guys and they show a little spark and then you don't have baseball next year forever. I mean, look, I personally feel the whole thing about next year's being a little bit like, I think baseball's
premature?
I think baseball's going to be played. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't start on time, but they're not going to completely cripple themselves.
There's too much money involved that they'd
Yes.
be, I know they've been told to, make your nest egg and all that kind of crap, but yeah. If the owners aren't going to give on the salary cap, the players aren't either. They have to figure something out in between.
Yeah, battle lines are being drawn. That's why
Right.
we're bringing it up today. I mean, the players put out some of their stuff. The owners put out some of their stuff. A hard cap is in the owner plan. That's been a huge no-no for the players for years. John jokes they're a much better union than the football union that he dealt with. Baseball union's strong. If they want to
Yes.
fight this, that's why we are concerned about not having any baseball next summer.
Right. And we've seen it before.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a bit,
I mean,
but yeah.
we lost the World Series one year. I mean, hockey, we lost a season too.
Yeah. It's been a while since we lost a full pro sports season, though. Hockey would have been the last one, right?
Yes.
That was 04.
So I think I'm like a little bit in a state of disbelief. I've been trying to kind of figure this out this morning. They're better than this.
Of course they are.
And I do think they've been dealt a little bit of misfortune. I'm not just talking injuries. The baseball gods have really frowned on them this year and stuff. But then you could say, well, that was a little bit deserved with the way they built this roster. I'm just in my disbelief is that it got this bad this quick. Like you could see the signs of it. Somebody pointed out the Arizona series to start the year that the warts showed up there when they got swept.
But the answer was always, it's so freaking early.
Yeah, and that I thought they could stay within striking distance of 500 and survive the injuries and maybe make a run.
Yeah, I mean, you
and
go
it's
back
just
to-
such a hole right now that it's impossible to think of that.
You go back to the day Scooble's news came out, and I remember vividly doing the show saying, can they just stay afloat?
Right.
Just stay afloat. And anything but. What is it now? 4-21 in the last 25?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I mean, and the Carpenter injury does time up with the Scooble one, by the way. Yeah. I mean,
But it's not that he was like, I know he had like 6 home runs he has. He was not exactly knocking that
no,
cover
he
off the
wasn't,
ball
but
either.
would
I
you
mean,
rather have him playing than some of these other guys.
of course.
But I think, Tom, I'm not mad at you or any other host or fan. The injuries just feel like you end up letting management off the hook who didn't do enough.
Well, it's not excuse. It is a reason for some of it.
Right.
If you're
And
going
I
to
don't
sit
wanna
there
run
and
from that.
if you're going to sit there and say injuries have no part, then you're fooling yourself.
Correct.
But you're also fooling yourself if you think that's the main reason, because it ain't. because there are guys out there who should be hitting the freaking ball. That are guys like Matt Vierling should hit the ball. Like I said earlier,
Keith.
Colt Keith. I don't care what your exit velocity is. Means nothing.
I guess the way that it's spiraled is that I do think one of their good traits over the last couple of years has been that they have played pretty good fundamental team
Right.
baseball. And that's gone completely down the drain.
They used to be, sponsored by Mr. Clean Baseball. Now they're like, I don't know,
The whole first
Joe
to
Dirt.
third thing. And
Joe Dirt with the mullet.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
By the way, Cole Keith doesn't have great exit velo or hard hit rate or barrel rate, so we can't even default to those things.
maybe, this was the first time they came into a season with pretty high expectations.
Someone put this to me, and it's such a simple explanation. Maybe it's too simple, but maybe it's just simple enough that it's true. They're a team that does better when they are hunting and not when they are the hunted. They do not handle expectations well. Big division lead last season, World Series contender this year. They don't handle expectations.
Well, AJ usually doesn't say stuff that the team does, really. He's not really that frank
Right.
about. He did say several times before it even got worse here in the last week that they were pressing.
Yes.
And pressing is because of pressure. Mm-hmm. And they're feeling it.
And they can't hit. Some of these guys can't hit fastballs. I mean, come on, it's basic.
I like this Stoney at the ballpark energy. You're upset at everybody today.
I am definitely upset at everybody.
248-539-9797. Fridays mean the cookie jar, which means 7:35. We'll get into some fun party questions. We have a topic today that people are saying is reminiscent of my Bronner's moment.
Ooh,
You're not a Michigander if. We'll make that revelation later in the show. Okay. 8:35 for those that are going to set their alarm and plan around it. But we got a lot to do on a Friday. Talking Detroit sports villains to start the 7 o'clock hour. And it's in a way of respecting what Claude Lemieux was. He was the perfect villain for our teams. It's 97-1.
Brought to you by Guardian Alarm. It's set to be a fun weekend in downtown Detroit as the Detroit Grand Prix takes place over the next 3 days, beginning with free pre-day today. Fans will have free admission at many different viewing sites today for the qualifying and practice runs going on that at the track in downtown Detroit. Yesterday, I spoke with Juan Correa, who raced in the Indy Next version of the Grand Prix last year and finished in third place. Indy Next is basically the minor leagues for IndyCar. And Correa told me that the Detroit Grand Prix provides fan access that many other races don't. Correa will be racing in the number 68 QC Morgan car this weekend. The official race takes place on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. You can hear live coverage begin with driver introductions over on WWJ News Radio 950 at noon that day. And with the Tigers' 7-1 loss to the Angels yesterday, Detroit has now lost 18 of its last 22 games, 7 straight series, and 9 of its last 10 series. 5 of those series losses were against teams either in last place or second to last in their division. Tonight, the Tigers start a new series with the White Sox in Chicago. First pitch is at 7:40 this evening. Troy Melton will be on the mound. And last night, the Spurs forced a Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals after beating OKC 118-91. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 971theticket or Odyssey.com.
Stoney, I do have to read you this text. The Tigers are sponsored by Manwich. Sloppy Joe's.
oh, I like that.
He said they used to be Mr. Clean.
Yes. By the way, when we were talking about Claude Lemieux earlier, we're going to get into it in a second. He won 4 cups,
Yes.
not 3, 4. I
Got
forgot.
a Conn Smythe in there too.
He won a
right?
Conn Smythe. I believe it was with the Devils against the Red Wings when he won the Conn Smythe. But he won with Montreal in '86.
Yeah.
He won with the Devils in '95, and then the following year with the Avs in '96. And then he won also another one with the Avs, I believe.
What did 01 probably was
Yeah.
the next Avs Cup.
Yeah.
86 was Scotty his coach?
No.
No, okay. people saw it come across social media yesterday. Claude Lemieux passed away, 60 years old. And immediately as a Detroit sports fan, you have a reaction.
Yes.
And he was such a great foil.
Oh,
Like a villain.
everything he did. I mean, from even the Red Wings' response when, after the incident, that game, which was the last game of the series,
Yeah.
the handshake line when Dino says, "I can't believe I shook
his hand.
freaking hand."
It added so much personality to the best pro sports rivalry of my life.
Oh yeah.
So I'm grateful that we had him as that adversary. When I say villain, I mean it in the lovable way that makes sports more fun.
right, but it wasn't lovable at the time.
Not at the time.
No,
but in
exactly.
hindsight, that heated it
Yes.
up and made it as ferocious as it was.
And I wonder if he never did have the Draper moment. Do the Wings use that to galvanize them the following year because the March 26th game kind of set them on their way? I don't know. Well, that's something we'll never find out. I mean, but it was crazy. I mean, where we used to work, we made Screw Lemieux T-shirts
See, that's
with
the
a
fun.
big screw in it.
That's people are invested. Their blood's boiling. It's
Yes.
sports, man. The blood should be boiling. He got our blood boiling more than any athlete ever.
And he did it to other teams, too. I mean, he turtled infamously against, I believe it was Cam Neely when he played for the Canadians against the Bruins. I mean, yeah.
So obviously we can talk a little bit about the suddenness and the sadness of it.
Yeah, it's like he was at the Bell Center on Monday presenting the torch. That
Such
they
a
do.
cool-
It is
yeah.
really a cool thing. And when I saw it yesterday, I said, well, really? I mean, what did he have? Was the reason he was doing it was because, he was sick or something? And everybody says no. And we find out it was suicide. And as Darren McCarty said, just no matter what you think of him, on the ice, all that stuff, your friends, your family, just you never know what people are going through in their heads, and just hug them and things.
And I don't know if we
And,
have.
and if anybody needs help, reach out.
I don't know if we have a great way as a society about talking about suicide or mental health. I think we try to do the best we can. I just think it's just a reminder. I mean, this guy from the outside is on top of the world.
Yeah.
Multiple cups, Conn Smythe. He still was an agent. He was Sider's agent, still working in the game.
Yes.
He's at the Stanley Cup, well, not the Stanley Cup, Eastern Conference Final, and
Yes.
he's heavily involved. You'd think this guy's got a great life.
I didn't know he had this furniture store business
Sure.
in West Palm area in Florida, where he went and where he was found.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
No, it stops you in your tracks. And it's stuff that we don't see with two eyes. It's stuff that's below the surface. So it's just that PSA. It's a reminder, check on your people. Even if they seem to be doing great, you just don't know. The other side of this is we did want to put him in his proper context. I said he's the athlete that got our blood to boil more than anybody else, that perfect sports villain. Who's on that list? Like, we can have that conversation
Yes.
to kind of in honor of him. Who are
Yeah.
some of the others?
I got a few that I wrote down. I'll steal some.
I wrote down a few too. We'll see how many we share.
Okay. Chris Pronger.
I didn't have that, but it's a good one.
Either or, but both actually. Urban Meyer, Ryan Day, and Woody Hayes.
Ohio State coaches.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong there.
People hated him, and I think number one with a bullet behind Claude Lemieux is Michael Jordan. I mean,
Interesting. I had none of those. They're all true.
Yeah.
But it shows how many we've had over the years. So 248-539-9797. We'll make sure to throw the number out, give you guys a chance to call and text in honor of Claude Lemieux. Great Detroit sports villains. 248-539-9797. So of the ones you mentioned, who's number one besides Claude? Like that next group.
I think for this town, the most people, despite Evan Jenkins' love for the man, I think it has to be
I
Jordan.
think it's Jordan. They were just showing the walk-off the other day.
Yeah, because it was the anniversary.
The anniversary. Yeah, it was on one of the TVs in here. Okay. It's funny. I had Favre/Rodgers.
Rodgers is, yeah,
And you tell me which one you think's more of the villain.
Rodgers.
I mean, Favre to
Because a lot of people like the swashbuckling, Brett
Gunslinger.
Favre. Yes, exactly.
But he had the playoff game where he throws to
Sterling Sharp.
yeah, I mean that's more catastrophic than
Oh, yeah.
regular season Hail Marys, right?
Right. But but Rodgers, it's the way he is. You know,
Okay.
when he says, "What, that team? I can't believe we lost to that team."
Funny
or
enough,
whatever.
when he said that's the point things flipped.
Yes.
That team ended
Yes.
up, having a winning record and,
I know.
and the next year winning a division and the next year a division.
Yeah.
Rodgers, Favre,
Mm-hmm.
Billy Butler.
Was he a villain or just a tiger killer?
Maybe there's a difference.
Yeah.
You think-
'cause
okay.
There's tons because Jim Tomey was a
Yeah.
tiger
Like
killer.
like Stephen Kwan, you'd say is a tiger killer,
Right.
not a villain.
I'll tell you unfortunately, they didn't get to play in the playoffs this year. But the way the LCA crowd reacts, Jalen Brunson's getting up there.
I did write him down, and I
Okay.
didn't know if it was too soon. But the one playoff series really got under people's skin.
Yeah, and I wasn't a big fan of the FU Brunson chance, but whatever.
You're wholesome. It was.
No, I just why? I mean, because he flopped a little bit.
You think we could be more creative?
Yes.
Okay, I buy that.
Yeah.
If they had faced in the Eastern Conference Finals, I do think he would get a lot of votes.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah. It's just so soon.
Yeah.
But figure the Pistons are going to be in the playoffs for years to come, and Brunson's not going anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, that one's going to grow. 248-539-9797. Text says, Sidney Crosby?
Yes. Yes.
It's weird because I've grown to respect him a lot more.
I mean, he's even playing for, and I know we make fun of him, but they beat the United States in the World Championships, the guys who aren't good enough to make the playoffs or whatever that is. But they beat the United States yesterday to get into the semifinals. And he's still playing.
Is he still?
He played. I give him tons of credit for
I think when he first, was coming into his own, people thought he was a baby, a crybaby.
Right.
And he was young and he had that little pencil mustache.
Oh, yeah. And he was hated by not only here, partly because when they won the cup here and the Lidstrom, or, whatever, the Lidstrom thing, he made them wait.
Mm-hmm.
But he's hated in D.C. for the him and Ovechkin battling, and they beat him all the time.
That rivalry. But
and in Philadelphia, they hate him too.
But as a hockey fan, and as the wings tapered off, and he continued to soar and round out his game, I mean, it's very different the way I view him now than the way I did 20
I know.
years ago.
It's weird. I don't think we appreciate how good he is. And it's not till the fact that like this year and the year before, at his age, how great Sidney Crosby still is. And I listen to Spittin' Chicklets, a hockey podcast, and they say he should be on the Mount Rushmore. And I wouldn't go that far, but he's right up there.
Real quick, and then we'll take the call. Gretzky,
Howe,
or
or
Lemieux. I'm a big Mario Lemieux guy.
I know.
I think he gets lost. He lost so many,
I know.
seasons, but other than Gretzky, who's put up 200-point seasons,
Right. I'd
have Lemieux over Crosby.
I think it's probably Lemieux.
All right, Jim in Royal Oak, Detroit sports villains, guys that made your blood boil. Sorry, Joe in Royal Oak. What's up?
Hey, Jim Bob. Hey, you know who you forgot is Big Shot Robert Horry, San Antonio. Absolutely hate the man.
For one shot?
Absolutely, man. That cost us a championship.
Well, you should be pissed at Rashid for doubling Ginobili.
Doesn't matter, dude. That guy just crushed my soul as a teenager.
I know. He was almost a Piston, you know that?
Actually, I didn't. So what year was that?
I forget exactly what the year was. A trade that they made with Houston. It was for Sean Elliott was going to go to Houston, and we were getting Horry and I believe the great Matt Bullard. And I don't believe Sean Elliott passed the physical. My memory might be wrong here. So the trade got voided.
He has to have one of the more, I guess, cool careers. Like he got to win titles with
Big Shot Bob.
Well, yeah, but your guy hit the big shot. But I'm saying, like his career, how many 8 rings? I think something like that.
Like
He won with Houston, the Lakers, and the Spurs.
Yes,
I mean that's a hell of a career. 248-539-9797. Big Poppy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lance and Warren. Sorry, didn't mean to steal your thunder. Good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, I was curious as if you guys would think Ortiz is the villain or just the Tiger killer.
It's the stakes of the home run he hit that makes this a good question.
And I don't think he's the villain, but it is a good question. I think what pissed people off the most was when they returned home, him and Benoit like joking in the batting cage because they were buddies. God, people I remember were pissed off at that.
Like, I'd have to look up. Did Ortiz specifically hit the Tigers better than other teams?
No.
So it's really just that moment.
Yes.
It's a hell of a moment.
Yeah.
Text, pretty good villains. Ron Artest.
Oh, yeah. We should have mentioned him.
Yeah, he should have been near the top of this list.
Yes, exactly.
The brawl at the Palace, the shenanigans, those Pacers Pistons games.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Even before that, I mean, even before they played in the Eastern Conference Finals, they had a skirmish at the old, I think it was Market Square with Corliss Williamson in there and all that stuff.
How did we miss this one? And we're going to miss a lot because, we're leaving room for you guys,
Yeah.
but Patrick Waugh.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, another one from that team would have been Mark Crawford.
Yeah.
People hated Crawford.
Yeah.
man.
How dare you go after Scotty?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
because he even referred to Scotty with the plate in his brain or whatever. Yeah.
that was a low blow.
Exactly.
What about Jared Weaver?
For the one incident, yeah. Carlos Gee.
Yep. Going back to Waugh, I vividly remember, and I just looked it up, there were the voodoo dolls of Patrick Waugh, or they had like the Darth Vader head on him. I mean, that's going to be tough to top.
We're missing a biggie here.
But what was the quote he had here, Patrick Waugh? He had this one quote that pissed people off or something. But he did that in other places. Like he had a skirmish with Jeremy Roenick once.
Oh, he's a hothead.
Right. And he said, you can't hear me because my rings are in my ears or something. You have none or something like that.
Tom, you said we're missing a pretty
first off, one of the great quotes with Aaron Rodgers, who I think is probably number 2 on the list behind Lemieux, is the comment when he said that team.
Yeah,
that was a nail in the coffin.
Yep, I said
Tony
that.
was all over it.
Yep.
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
Killer or
Postseason.
villain? He was a Tiger killer. Might be the greatest Tiger killer ever.
And
He's
because he
definitely
did it in the
killer.
postseason. Right. He did it for Texas, and he did it for Baltimore in the deciding game. He had that was a one-run game, right?
Yep.
Off of David Price, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, that was a big, bold move.
Yeah.
What could have been? 248-539-9797. Detroit Sports Villains. We'll get some of your feedback next. Cookie Jar at 7:35. It's 97.1. talk about your teeth. Brightside Dental. If you or a loved one has been living with dentures or failing teeth, this could be the life-changing upgrade you've been waiting for. I'm talking about all-on-4 dental implants. You replace a full set of missing teeth with just 4 implants. Strong, secure, natural-looking smile that's going to stay in place. So take the first step towards confidence, comfort, and a smile you actually want to show off. Call today, schedule your consultation, and see if all-on-4 dental implants are right for you. Your new smile is closer than you think. 1-800-PAINLESS, BrightsideDental.com. That's Brightside Dental. No judgment, just care. Yeah, sad news. Claude Lemieux passed away, 60 years old, apparent suicide. You just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Out of respect, we're talking about the all-time great Detroit sports villains. Probably number one as the guy that got our blood boiling and set the tone for that rivalry with the Avs. The best pro sports rivalry of my life, locally.
You know who else in that rivalry? He was a terrific player, but got people dander up. Adam Foote.
Yeah, it's a good one. And obviously, Waugh has come up quite a bit. I think he's right there behind Lemieux.
Yes.
And people point out Statue of Liberty and the 7-0 stuff. All this, the lore that is Patrick Waugh and the Wings. Some other names. Aaron Rodgers will always be number one on my list. AJ Pierzynski. Pablo Sandoval.
Is a villain because he hit, 3 home runs or 2 home runs?
Yeah.
Off of Verlander, right?
Verlander.
Game 1 of the 2012 World Series.
Crushed. Justin Tucker. Tom, did you send that one in, or is that your kid that sent that one in?
I don't know. It could be Connor.
Yeah.
Really? No one said Ben Johnson yet? That Ben's not comparable to these guys.
Not yet.
Not at this point. Hate to say it, Matthew Stafford? No,
how's he a villain?
He's not a Detroit sports villain. May have been vilified while he was here.
I think a little bit. I think Kelly's the bigger villain.
Oh, yeah. You could put Kelly Stafford on the list, but what did Matthew do wrong?
He
didn't draft better?
He wanted to be traded.
How dare he? Proven right, immediately wins the Super Bowl. He was right. The Lions failed him. He was right and left and proved it.
But I do think people think he's a villain a little bit because he did win a Super Bowl the second he left.
Well, the villain is the Lions for wasting his career then. It's misplaced anger.
I agree.
I agree with that. I'm just saying that's why people do it.
Yeah. Biggest villain, the NFL refs. Biggest villain, Jim Joyce. Nelson Cruz, Tiger Killer. Biggest Detroit villain, Jim Costa. He's mean to the Tigers on social media.
5 times.
It's all in good fun. Let's get to Dave in Canton. Dave, good morning.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
Bad. I'm just saying that's why people do.
Dave, what's going on?
Not much, man. So I called in. Has anybody mentioned Sidney Crosby from
Yes.
those,
Yes.
Yeah, those mid 2000s Cup teams, man. It was we stuck it to them the first year, but that second year seemed like they were getting all the calls, and they made that great comeback on us. But I just couldn't stand watching the guy. I still can't stand watching the guy.
He's one of the greats of all time, though. You have to give him that.
I will give him that. I don't know, man. Something about those Pittsburgh teams. I was a big Mario Lemieux guy, so I love the Penguins, but something about Crosby, man, I just don't like. But you guys have a good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're not alone, and like I said before, it's not just here; it's other fan bases too. But I've gotten to respect him more and more the older he gets, and he just loves playing hockey. And the stories you've heard, he's such a great guy. He's, young players stay at his house. I mean, he just takes. Yeah. Well, he used to stay at Lemieux's house.
Yes,
when he first came.
That's right. Ron in Ann Arbor. Good morning.
Morning, guys. I don't know if anybody said it because I was on hold a little bit, but Ty Dolmy. Stoney should know that because Bob Probert was on the Sunday Sports album back in the day.
Yeah.
And he called him a little dummy, and they had 2 huge fights. And it was quite entertaining. And the second one is pretty much everybody on the Chicago Blackhawks at that time. Mike Peluso, even Dave Manson, and even Grimson. I think Probert came back out of jail and he beat 3 of them up in one night.
Yeah, well, Grimson, I think I saw being interviewed, he fought Proby, I think, like 13 or 14 times.
Yeah. So, but the Ty Domi was pretty good at the time.
Appreciate it, Ron. In fact, it's funny you bring up.
Where's Troy Crowder? Remember that with Proby? They were a classic. Crowder kicked his ass, and then they had a revenge match, and Proby beat him.
It's funny he brought up Stu Grimson because Steve, you want? Oh, well, Steve hung up. Steve was going to bring up Stu.
Oh.
He actually ended up doing a couple games filling in on.
Yes, he
on
did.
The TV
He was
side.
pretty good too.
I thought he was.
He actually played for the Wings.
He did
at one point.
Yeah, I thought him and Ken Daniels did a nice job. Like nobody's Mickey Redmond.
True.
But someone had to fill in. I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
All right, cookie jar coming up. But first, here's Heather with the news.
This news is brought to you by Gardner White. Well, a content creator attempted to eat an entire 10-piece chicken nugget stunt on a roller coaster and found himself banned from Cedar Point for life. Can never go back. This guy, Alan Farrell, smuggled a box of nuggets onto the Millennium Force by sticking it in his underwear. And then when the coaster started to pick up speed, he got the nuggets out. He dipped one of them into like a container of dipping sauce. This is all with the help of his cameraman. He devoured it. He says he was unable to finish the whole 10-piece nugget. He only ate 7 of them. He called the like challenge a fail, right? He didn't succeed. Well, he posted the video on social media, got tons of views. This is like what he does. This is the kind of stuff he does, stunts and things like that. And anyway, Cedar Point says that the stunt poses a choking hazard and violates the park's safety policies. So this guy was banned for life from Cedar Point, as well as approximately 40 other parks owned by Six Flags. Now, Cedar Point hasn't really said anything else, but he has commented on it and said, you know what, he understands and accepts the outcome, but he says he is really bummed because he's been going to Cedar Point since he was a kid. He says he rode the Millennium Force for the first time when he was 5 years old. So this is
why are they banning him?
For life. He was like, hey.
Everywhere, it's like 40 other, it's like, you can never go to an amusement park again.
For doing
I
a
didn't
stunt?
watch the video, so I don't know, like...
Eating McNuggets on
He
them.
did say that it was actually a really hard stunt and that he had to try not to choke almost the entire time
Well, look,
because it was...
They may be right that it's a choking hazard, it's dangerous, it's unsafe. They don't want it be... Life?
Yeah.
Maybe because they don't want copycats.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, for sure.
They don't want liability either. I mean,
And if it is in the rules that you cannot be... I don't know.
Eating on the ride
Right,
or
and
videoing
he's-
it. I don't know.
Yeah, he did all of those things. Livonia police, you guys, are investigating a fatal stabbing after somebody spotted the victim on the side of the road coughing up blood. The victim did later die from his injuries. Police have taken a suspect into custody, and they say the case is being investigated as a homicide. Well, a man is in custody after basically attempting to kidnap a little 8-year-old girl in Brighton Township on Wednesday. Like I said, he's been arrested. Michigan State Police say the young girl was riding her bike around 7 p.m. when this adult male approached her. The man appeared to be like a door-to-door salesman, tried to get the girl to follow him into the woods where he said he would have a surprise for her. Well, thankfully, the guy was confronted by this little girl's father. The man took off on a Segway, and according to Michigan State Police, this incident was an extremely close call, and the suspect was taken into custody at a hotel in Auburn Hills.
That's very unnerving.
Sounds like the investigation is still unfolding.
By the way, who's using a Segway? Not the creepiest part of this, but who's using a Segway in 2026?
Have you not seen this? I have seen it a couple times in my neighborhood. These, whether they're this article did say pest control or whether they're like window salesmen or gutter guys. They go door to door and they pull up on this little, it's not like a full Segway where your hands are like holding on, but it's like one of those little motorized
like a scooter?
No, it's like it's got the 2 wheels right next to each other, but you don't need the handlebars to control it. You just like lean forward and it goes, and he rides through the whole neighborhood on this Segway. I've seen it. I've seen it before. Maybe even maybe this exact guy Could have been him. You never know. We've been talking about it all morning, but Claude Lemieux, a 4-time Stanley Cup winning NHL player, has died by suicide on Thursday morning. He was 60 years old. According to reports, he was found at the family furniture business in Lake Park, Florida, by his son right around 3 a.m. Tributes from the hockey world have just been pouring in online. There was one from his longtime rival, Darren McCarty, as well, who posted a nice tribute as well, and also urged, like what you've been saying, if you know someone or if you are somebody who needs help, please don't feel like you can't reach out. A 48-year-old man in Pennsylvania came home on Tuesday after a long night of drinking, and his wife was not very happy about it. So she told him right then and there, the marriage is over. They started yelling at each other, and he said, quote, "If it's over, I'll tear the house down." Well, he went outside, jumped in an excavator, and began tearing the house down while his wife and 2 daughters were still inside.
Wait, so let me just back up. There was an excavator already at his house?
Yes. I don't have all of the details, but yes, there was. So police showed up before anyone got hurt, but he did quite a significant amount of damage to the house. A big chunk of the roof was torn down, and now experts are saying the structural integrity is in question. Guy's been charged with causing a catastrophe, reckless endangerment, and disorderly conduct. And his wife is still planning on ending the marriage,
You don't
I'm sure.
say. This didn't work?
No.
No reconciling that. Heather with the news. Cookie Jar next, 97.1.
Hey, Detroit Tigers baseball is in full swing, and there's nothing better than a warm night, a great game, and an ice-cold Surfside. It's iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea, super refreshing and perfect for the season. And as a proud partner of the Detroit Tigers, Surfside is right there with you all summer long. Plus, it's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles, so it's super easy to sip all game long. The iced tea and lemonade variety packs are so good. Just look for Surfside Sunset Stripes. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
It's a Friday. It's the Cookie Jar. It's brought to you by Moran Chevrolet. Got some fun party questions. Get you into the weekend. The first question, this is inspired by something Heather was asking us off air.
Oh.
What's the slowest speed you should go in the left lane?
75.
80. 79 maybe.
Because 10 over, I feel like you're in I could get pulled over territory. 79 was my answer. Because you can't be doing the speed limit. The John Jansen.
Right.
If you're in the left lane, you got to be speeding.
Agreed.
Got behind the glass? What's the verdict?
Faster than the person behind you or
Yes.
the person to the right of you.
Yeah, the last part of that, to the person to the right of you. You can't be going slower.
No.
You should never get past in the left lane.
Right. If you'd have to go 85 in the left lane and you're uncomfortable with it, get over a lane.
Oh, worse than going slower, going the same speed. Because then people can't get around you.
You're right. Clogging up traffic. Whose mustache would win in a fight, Sam Elliott or Steve Harvey?
Oh, I think Sam Elliott because number one, it's dual colored, it's seasoned. It's Steve Harvey's too new school of a mustache. It's just there. It's kind of thick, but Sam Elliott, every once in a while in some of the roles, it's actually pointed so it could actually hurt Steve Harvey's mustache. I'm going to go with Sam Elliott.
Yeah, it's got to be Sam Elliott. And he looks like a cowboy, right?
Yeah.
It's like iconic silver Western looking mustache. It's got to be his.
Yeah,
Paired with his voice, like it's just.
Yeah.
His mustache looks like he could win a street fight a little more than Steve Harvey's. If this
Yeah.
fight
Yes.
gets messy or dirty or outlaw style, give me Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
How are their mustaches going to fight? Are they going to make out?
I don't know. You don't have to be so literal. I mean, you could take Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott's in Landman, so he wins.
I'll take Sam Elliott. He is a more iconic, known for his mustache. Steve Harvey's more known for that toothy grin of his.
So I did this in a kind of a weird way. I looked up Google Images to see what they look like without them. And I got to say, I think Steve Harvey looks worse.
Really?
In fact, somebody online,
Oh my gosh.
somebody compared him to looking like Jim Carrey's Mask character.
Steve Harvey. Oh my God.
Yeah, I just Googled it as well.
Therefore, Steve Harvey's is more.
Oh
is
my
tougher.
gosh.
It's like jarring. I've
But
never
they've
seen him
also
without one.
Altered all of his face.
Yes.
Well, one of them, yes. Yeah, that Reddit one is not kind. All right. Fair or foul? It's a BYOB situation, and you bring stuff you just want to dump and get rid of, as opposed to stuff you actually want to drink.
I think it's fair as long as it's not expired. I mean, who cares if you're bringing your own booze? You're following the rules. Somebody else might like it, even if you don't like it.
I think it's okay, but I do think you should be bringing it. I mean, you should be drinking it, is what I mean. If you're going to bring it.
Otherwise, you're drinking somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, so bring it, and then you can leave it there if you don't want to take it home. That's fine.
I think it's foul. You should be bringing stuff that you want to drink. And if you're bringing stuff to get rid of, just, I don't know. Seems like it's in bad taste.
It happens all the time,
Yeah.
though. I feel like nobody's taking home, well, I guess sometimes they do, taking home their leftovers.
Yeah, some people
They just
do,
leave it.
but you should just, Greg?
Oh, I think it's fair. It's what we like to call a win-win.
Yeah.
But I do think there is an element of if you bring it, that is what you should be primarily drinking.
Yeah.
It's not like bringing this to offload and then just, mooching
Right.
off of others.
So some backstory, and then I do want Gov's answer. Went to a Memorial Day party. There were some drinks in their cooler that people had brought to Halloween that were so bad nobody wanted them. They didn't want them. They were just putting this as like a dumping ground to get rid of booze they didn't like.
Oh, well.
Felt foul to me. Tom?
I think it's fair. Try to get rid of it. If nobody wants it, throw it out.
Yeah.
John is in the wilderness right now. Who could go the longest on the show without access to technology?
So we talking
Like leaving John out, the people in this
right,
room.
in this room?
Yes, and behind the glass.
Behind the glass, well, it's a tie between the behind the glass people. So I'll say I have to choose one. I'd choose Greg because Gov would still need it just for some work emergency. Greg wouldn't need it. Greg could last forever. Greg could talk to his beard and figure out how he's going to win a beard fight with Sam Elliott's mustache.
I would choose Tom. I think I agree with you, Storm. I don't think it's one of us three.
No
I think
way.
it's
No.
one of those two. And Tom doesn't really have social media. You're not on social media a lot.
So-
I just think it would be you.
Is this all technology?
I put technology, yeah.
So no phones, no texts.
yeah.
I don't think I would do well in that environment. Now, I've done radio without internet or,
Yes.
or very limited
Yes.
internet. I mean, I know how to do this job without
Yeah.
needing a lot of technology. I wouldn't be good talking continuously. I actually picked Jim. Because,
Oh, wow.
What do you mean? I'm obsessed with the technology.
yeah, but you have the ability to do a show by yourself.
Yeah, but
I wasn't really
it's
viewing
in
this
the
as
wilderness.
like radio. Yeah, I mean, I was taking this to be more of like
when you're
outside of work.
Yeah.
And I
thought-
think you and I are the worst culprits, so it's not one of us.
Right. I was picturing that we were all in the wilderness and who could last the longest in the wilderness without technology.
Who would survive the longest?
Yeah.
Tom, I think it's you.
Okay. Maybe I took it too literal, but I was thinking, well, you need to live life with your job. You still need your
Right.
job.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, last question. Because I can't imagine what John's going to smell like on this trip. How many days could you go without showering? He's going to be gone. He's going to be out in the woods. He's going to be fishing.
I love showers. But I could last.
By the way you said that.
Which kind, Stoney?
Oh, stop it. I could go a while until somebody told me or I realized that I was ranked.
So what's a while? Like a week?
Yeah, I could go longer than that if I had to.
It wouldn't bother you.
That would bother me, but I could do it. I mean, if it was a challenge. I mean, when I was a kid, summer camp, we went technically the whole summer without showering. We bathed in a lake using biodegradable soap.
Gosh. It depends on the situation. Like if I'm out in the wilderness like John is and I don't have access to a shower, I could go a week
Okay.
because I had to, right? Or I'd use a lake, I guess. But
if it was like
in an
day-to-day,
everyday life,
yeah.
3 days.
Yeah, I wrote 2. And I guess are you going to the gym? Are you sweating?
yeah.
Like, yeah. Greg?
Look, I can do 72 hours easy. I just call that the weekend.
Oh my God.
So if you, I could probably stretch another couple days out of that. I'd say 5 days.
Okay.
So is there anything at stake here? Like, is it a challenge?
Yeah,
no, it's not a challenge.
an
It's your
everyday-
own like tolerance.
3 days.
All right.
Yeah, it just gets nasty after that.
I know.
Unless you got the biodegradable soap in the lake.
That's
John,
right.
John has access to a shower, right?
I don't know. I'm picturing him like as bare bones as it could be.
You don't think there's a shower at that cabin?
I think he has to catch his food every day.
Yeah.
Wash in the lake.
And they sit
Okay.
around in the bonfire and they have this big TV that they brought in just to watch True Grit movies.
That's why John can't live without technology.
I know. He's got to have his John Wayne on.
Maybe I'm picturing him roughing it more than he actually is.
I already has a heated mattress.
Good for him. I've heard those are awesome. It's Cookie Jar. It's brought to you by Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. It's 97.1.
Is that 3 times?
But who's counting? Yeah. Good morning, 97.1. Stoney in for John. Got Heather Park, Govin, Greg behind the glass, Jim Costa. As we hang out on a Friday, thanks for spending it with us. 8:02. Stoney, you've got an interesting spin on the Skubal trade rumors.
Yeah, there's some interesting by Scott Boris's spokesperson, John Heyman, put out in the New York Post today.
But when you said it, it made sense, and it actually might play into the Tigers' favor.
Yes.
We'll get to that. We've got some feedback on the cookie jar. It says the left lane is for passing, not cruising. Please read this, Chris on 94.
Okay, I agree to a certain extent, but if there's nobody on the road whatever, there's nobody, just go in the left lane until somebody needs to pass you.
Yeah, if we're 3-4 lanes and nobody's there and I'm the fastest guy, why can't I stay in the left lane?
Right.
Who am I hurting?
Especially if it's a two-lane highway.
Well, 2-lane, you'd be clogging it up more.
Right, yeah.
But then you should be able to go as slow as you want. If there's nobody on there.
I suppose. Stay right, passes for... stay right, pass frigging left. That's from Steven in Rochester.
It is a passing lane. We all know that.
Yes.
But what I find on my morning drive is that if I only use it as a passing lane, I'm getting over.
You're just doing the
I'm
bob and
weaving
weave.
in and out constantly. So I just stay in the left lane, and if you're going slow, get over.
Right. If somebody wants to pass you, you'll move over.
Yeah, say if someone's coming up from, you just move over. I had a state cop tell me, 9 you're fine, 10 you're mine.
Oh, yeah.
So I said 9 over. You're gonna get, and then if it's more, you get over.
That's right.
If you're doing 9 over in the left lane and someone's coming up like a bat out of hell, you move over.
You know,
but otherwise, I think you're fine.
You know what's the weirdest, most karma thing about driving is it doesn't have to be the highway; it could be the regular road where somebody just is speeding their ass off. And they get to the light the same time you do.
Always. I love it.
Yeah, they're not going to get there. They're not going to get any there faster.
I always look at them like,
where the hell are you going?
Yeah.
Are you fleeing the police or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what kills me too, and I don't care if motorcycles are your thing, but these people that drive like there's no tomorrow on the like they'll weave in and out going super fast on the highway. You're like, I don't want to be responsible for what happens to you.
Right.
Okay, what else? I drive I-75 between Detroit and Toledo a lot. Driving 80 in the left lane is a surefire speeding ticket, John in Lake Orion. Not if you're doing it right. Heather's making a face.
Yeah, nah, you're all right.
Cookies, will your golf cart even go to 79 without Jansen pulling you in the BBT? Hey, those EVs will get up. They got a little giddy up to them. Mm-hmm. Sam Elliott for sure. Steve Harvey's a bitch. Sam's a man, Roy and Clarkston. I like Steve Harvey.
So do I.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sam Elliott is Sam Elliott.
What's worse, Steve Harvey without a mustache or James Harden without a beard?
God, can you imagine that?
Well, you can Google it. Yeah, I mean, back like Arizona State, early OKC, James Harden.
Yeah.
I think Steve Harvey looks more jarring.
Probably.
Tom Selleck is the mustache king. You bumped into him yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
Jeff and Petoskey. He was at the game. You were at the
He
game.
was walking through the. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad I went to the game.
Hey, you seem to be in great spirits because of it.
Yeah, I got to see Mike Trout.
There you go.
That was worth it.
You saw Selleck. You saw Trout.
That's right.
You were in the nice weather.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, they had Selleck on the TV broadcast. He's talking about, I need a beer and a hot dog. Good for him.
Yes.
He's 81 years old.
Good for him. Absolutely.
Work for an alcohol company, so I bring a ton of stuff when I go to parties. I don't drink all of it. I don't drink all the time. Also, everything's a variety pack now, so a lot of people bring stuff they don't necessarily want. That's Sean in White Lake.
I got no problem bringing, even if you don't like the beer. Just bring it. If somebody else doesn't like it, either you leave it there or you throw it out.
Yeah. The only reason I brought it up is I'm not going to name the brand, but they...
Why, are they a local brand?
I'll be vague.
Okay.
So I even tried them out. They were a line of like spiked drinks, and they were terrible. I bought them. I had to pour them out. They were terrible. Someone brought them to a party last fall, and they're still at that person's house today, and I thought it was diabolical. If it's like borderline, like I can't drink this, that's rude to bring to somebody's place. If it's a different flavor,
Yeah.
That's different. What else? 248-539-9797. Cruising in the left lane is terrorism.
Terrorism.
Tell us how you really feel. Guys, correct. It's the law. Get out unless you're passing. People are fired up about
so
this.
Fine. So just let this lane just stay by itself.
Yeah, we're not using the full highway.
Yeah.
People who won't get out of the left. The people who say they won't get out of the fast lane when people come up behind them are the scum of the earth. I said what I said. Yeah,
I totally agree.
If you're getting tailgated in the left lane, you screwed up.
Yeah, move over.
Yeah.
But if there's nobody around, just drive until somebody needs the left lane.
Yes.
No, I'm in the left lane all the time. I'm passing everybody.
That's right.
On a freeway with 2 lanes, it's against the law to cruise in the left lane unless traffic dictates otherwise. It's for passing only.
F the law. Seriously.
Tell them, Stoney.
Yeah.
When traffic is heavy and you're in the left lane, you better keep up with the person in front of you. In light traffic, stay right and stay out of the way. Well, in light traffic, it doesn't really matter.
No.
You ever been riding with somebody and they're in the left lane and they're getting past and you start getting uncomfortable?
I say something.
Do you?
Who do you say it to?
Well,
Who?
I'm normally in the car with people that it's not just Colin, but anyone. I'm in the car with people I know,
Right.
my friends, my family. Get over. What are you doing? It's the worst thing to drive slow in the left lane.
I've been with Stoney when that happened before.
Once, probably, yes. I drive much faster now than I did back then. I don't know why. So that time driving long distances, I think, has gotten to me.
You just want to get there.
Just want to get there.
Do you guys use cruise control?
No, never.
Oh, no? I'm a
never.
big. I always use cruise.
I was talking this to one of my friends. I mean, cruise control's been around for, decades and
Sure.
decades and decades. I remember when it first came in. I never used it. It's almost, it was like the first thing saying, do I really trust it? Back when it started. Now I understand. But I'd like.
You made a face.
I mean, you can watch your speedometer. You can see
I know.
if you're sticking at whatever you set it to.
I like the
Control.
feel of being in control.
I do
always
too.
use cruise.
It's not that I don't trust it. That feels silly to say. But I
Right.
know what you're describing.
Yes.
It's this idea of like, so what? I got to keep my foot close to the brake just in case anyway?
Yeah.
What if the car in front of me
you
slows
don't need to
down?
brake. You can hit cancel. You can reduce your speed. You don't need to do anything. If you have adaptive cruise control, which I hate, it just slows down for you. It's great.
But if the car in front of me slams on the brakes.
Okay, well, yeah, you have to be
Well, it's a
aware.
good
You
thing I
have
was
to be
kicking
ready.
my feet up and
Of course, you have to be ready. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's rare that I run into that. Right. I can tell when I'm getting closer. I cancel it, or I get close enough to let that person know. Get over. That's probably why I got pulled over for tailgating, right? So there you go.
as I say, we really shouldn't be taking advice from you
No.
on this. Probably should have disclosed that earlier. 8 o'clock hour. Stoney's got something interesting with the Skubal trade rumors. Thinks it might actually play in the Tigers' favor. We'll do it right after the update. Plus, at 8:35, they're saying it's a Bronner's level revelation from me.
Ooh.
You're not a Michigander if. We'll get to that in the 8 o'clock hour. 248-539-9797. Hey, look, I appreciate you trying to find something with Skubal here, because I think this is interesting, and I hadn't thought about it that way. But it's going to become the Tiger talk, especially as this season drags on. What can they get for Tarek Skubal? Stoney, give you a chance to present that next. It's 97.1.
Brought to you by Marin Buick GMC of Sterling Heights. The Detroit Grand Prix is this weekend, and the festivities start today with free pre-day. Fans get free admission downtown starting right now as gates opened at 8 a.m. There's a lot going on today with multiple practice and qualifying runs. There are also fan events like an autograph signing at 12:30 or the cruise night where you can cruise the track yourself at 6:30. Then the race on Sunday, and it wouldn't be a Michigan race if potholes didn't play a factor. Dennis Hauger will race this weekend, and he told me yesterday the bumps in the road can be pretty costly. Hauger is an IndyCar rookie this year. He raced in the Indy Next competition at the Grand Prix last year. This weekend, he will drive the number 19 Honda for Dale Coyne Racing. The race starts at 12:30 on Sunday. Live coverage begins on our sister station, WWJ News Radio 950 at noon. The Tigers suffered another loss yesterday. They are now 4-18 in their last 22 games. Today, they hit the road to Chicago to take on the division rival White Sox. The Sox are 29-27 this year and 3 games back of first place in the AL Central. Their 75 home runs rank 5th in all of baseball this season. Game 1 in the series is tonight at 7:40 and can be heard right here on 97.1. Troy Melton will pitch on the mound for the Tigers against Eric Fetty for Chicago. Our pregame coverage of tonight's game begins at 7:15. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 97.1theticket or Odyssey.com.
All right, Stoney. Could this actually play into the Tigers' hands? How does this help them with Skubal?
Yes, we're talking about the predicted lockout. So if you're under the assumption that there's a strong possibility that 2027 will not be played, or it's going to be an abbreviated season, whatever, but let's say, for argument's sake, they lock it out for the season, or if they lock it out for the season. There are going to be teams that are going to sit there and say, wait a second, we're not going to have baseball for 2 years, for another season, not till 2028. I can still get some revenue added to my coffers in 2026. So I'm a contender. Tarik Skubal. There we go. Hey, here's the deal. The offers go high because you're afraid you might not get another chance to kick the can back till 2028. Players get older, things like that.
You say a heightened urgency from the contenders.
A heightened urgency from contenders to say, this may be it. This is my chance. So Scott Harris, that's a huge if, does it the right way, they should be able to get better prospects than you might think, or whoever they're going to get.
I didn't connect the two dots because people may have seen the headlines. The owners want
Yes.
a hard cap. The players have fought this for generations. They have some asks that I think the owners probably feel are ludicrous. They're at odds. Battle lines are being drawn. Nobody's optimistic. Does that help the Tigers? I hadn't connected the dots yet, Stoney, but sure. If they're going to eat the money, if they're going to shop him as soon as they can, and if they can play into the desperation, make the most of a really bad situation.
Right. Now, here are some contenders. According to John Heyman, who we always fondly call the Scott Boras mouthpiece.
He doesn't like it when you say that.
For the New York, too bad. He talks about how Skubal were the Tigers quickly. He says how quickly things can turn. They rallied to make the playoffs in 2024, as we know, after selling at the deadline, but they've been as unlucky as anyone with 6 starters on the injured list, also as unproductive as anyone. They're 4-18 since Skubal went out, according to him. The 2-time defending Cy Young Award winner has already thrown 2 encouraging bullpens, and assuming he's back sometime in June following the early May Skubal scope, to remove loose bodies, he'll become the deadline's absolute star.
He'll be the belle of the ball.
Our very early favorites. I'll do it from the bottom up.
I'll build the drama, yeah.
The Braves. Atlanta never made the pitching deal we figured they needed.
Okay.
Do they need much? They're right there.
Well, that's all the more reason to put them over the top.
The Rays.
Interesting.
They tried for Ohtani. Freddie Freeman and Juan Soto, they came up short. They can surprise you.
It would be a pure rental because there ain't no way they're paying him.
The Brewers. This prospect-rich Milwaukee club also has a chance to build a super rotation.
Oh, man. Yeah, they really would have the Avengers, wouldn't they?
Yes. The Phillies. Dave Dombrowski is MLB's second most aggressive. They could form a super playoff rotation with Sanchez, who hasn't given up a run in 40 innings or something, and Zach Wheeler.
Well,
and Scooble.
Second most aggressive GM? Who's more aggressive than Dave Dombrowski?
I'm sure he'll say that coming up, I would assume.
But I could see the Phillies because they've been dancing around this for years. They got an older veteran group, right? The Harpers and Schwarbers, and we got to go. We got to win.
The Jays, highly motivated and have as many rotation injuries as anyone, tied with Detroit and Houston as far as that goes. The Yankees, they have young arms to dangle and maybe their best championship chance in years, although their rotation need seems low now.
Right, because now they got Garrett Cole back. They have Max Fried. They've got who's this young arm that was great in the postseason?
Schlitter.
Yes, very good. I always worry I'm going to screw up his name.
I know. The Dodgers, it's unfair, but they have more top 100 prospects than anyone. 7.
They have 7 top 100. Yeah, I mean.
Number 2, some execs believe teams will be unwilling to surrender prospects and low-paid young stars as long as the salary cap is on the table, and this may play into the hands of baseball's most aggressive executive. Here's your answer, A.J. Preller.
Yes.
While they finally don't have a highly ranked prospect list, they usually find them.
Last year, they gave up their number 1 prospect
for Mason Miller.
And it was because he had control and he's a very, very good back-end pitcher.
And number 1, your Chicago Cubs.
Really?
They need an ace with Cade Horton out. They have young players like Alcantara, Ballesteros, Show, and more. The Tigers are said to be even if they are short on prospect arms. Another plus, Tiger honcho Scott Harris knows Cubs deal maker Jed Hoyer from Harris's Cubs days.
Okay, so Scooble would get to be teammates with Alex Bregman. Of that group, who stands out the most?
Well, I think the Brewers. The Brewers have a history now. It's a long time ago, but the CZ Sabathia, they did the same thing. They went out and he was great and got them to the playoffs. They didn't go to the World Series, I don't believe, and they obviously didn't win it. But they've done it before, and they do have a lot of, from what I hear, really good people in the farm system. Look, the obvious is the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, look, you said 7 top 100 prospects. I pulled it up, and a lot of them are outfielders. What have we complained about?
Yes.
A lot of outfield defense issues. Mm-hmm. I mean, package up 1 or 2 outfielders, an arm or 2. I mean, you could put together a haul.
Yeah.
They could put together a haul for Tarek Skubal, and they'd actually have the delusions of we can keep him.
Right.
Like a lot of these other teams might go, hey, we're the Brewers.
Right.
Ain't no way we're paying this guy. There is a threshold that we have to be responsible and can't go over. The Dodgers don't have to be responsible.
Right. Either does really Toronto, depending how much money they want to spend. The Phillies, they don't care. They don't care. They're in a market. They're in a high demand market.
Right.
I mean, look what they gave Schwarber, and he's delivering in home runs. He still can't, hit a hit for any average, but I don't care with all the home runs he hits.
Like, again, I'm not watching Phillies baseball, but they had an outfielder who was at the top of their prospect rankings for years, this Justin Crawford guy, center fielder. He's not hitting well.
He's not very good.
You wouldn't want him as a part of a trade? Good defensive outfielder, some
Yeah,
speed tool. I'm not saying he could be a feature because he hasn't hit the ground running, but
I think they'd have to, if they think they can sign Scooble, they'd have to give up Andrew Painter, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a smart target.
But who the hell knows? But yeah, he's going to get traded. Buster Olney thinks and his boy Hembo think the Brewers are in the perfect position.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he put the Cubs number 1 too. That division might help us because everybody's kind of jockeying for position.
Yes.
It's the most competitive division in baseball.
But the bottom line is the fact is that with the impending lockout, if there is one, teams are more urgent, I think, to give up prospects who are going to have to either languish in the minors because there's going to be if they don't believe there's going to be baseball next year.
I think that's sharp.
I think the Brewers are a pretty interesting team too to do it with, and they're very desperate. They've continued to fail. Well, they got swept last year in NLCS, didn't they? Wasn't that last year? It was a year before. One of the
Mets. Alonso hit that home run.
No, the Dodgers. I'm talking about they played the Dodgers in the NLCS.
Right. Okay.
And a team that is mid to small market that can really take a stab at a championship and not pay the price in the future, classic rental, I think the market is going to be better than people think.
Right, that's why.
I think
that's part of the reason.
I think the value is going to be there, and they won't get what they would have got if they traded him 2 years ago, but I think they're going to get more than what people think because of the suitors that are out there. And the Brewers have the number one prospect in all of baseball.
Yeah.
And I might be shooting for the moon here. His name is Jesus Made, I believe.
Yes.
Bring Jesus here for Scooble, and we'll call it a day, right?
Yeah, someone on the text said,
The
what would you
savior.
need to get back for Scooble? And I think Jesus might be the answer.
Yes.
No, I honestly think you shoot for the moon here and see if a team will bite like that. That, you know, they're trying to get over the hump against the Dodgers. They're trying to move out in front. Super rotation is the way you beat the Dodgers, I would think.
Yeah, and like I said, they've done it before. I don't know if the ownership was the same, but with Sabathia, they have a precedent. I mean, they got him from what was Cleveland, right? And then he ended up signing with the Yankees as a free agent, and he was really good with Milwaukee.
This is setting up how when Randy Johnson got dealt from Seattle.
So, yes,
it's a back and forth. How long do you wait? Do you push it to the deadline and get all these guys start competing against each other?
Well, he's different because you have to see if he can pitch a couple.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, we're not going to do it right away. He's got to start probably a month worth of games.
Yes, and look, and Casey Mize. That's why I was so upset that he got hurt the other day, because his value, if he comes back and pitches like he's been pitching, even despite his little injury history, they should be able to get something for him.
I think they could get something decent for Carpenter too. If he comes back and gets a little bit back to form, that lefty situational batter, again,
with some postseason moments in his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, he's the guy you don't have to trade because you have team control, but that's why you get more for players like that. When we ask what could you get for Scooble, there's not a perfect comp, but I've seen people floating around the idea of using what Luis Castillo fetched the Reds.
Yes,
which he gutted. He gutted Seattle's farm system when they made that deal.
Right, they got
I think 3 of their top 5 prospects and another guy in there too.
Yeah, Marte.
And Marte was a shortstop. They got Arroyo,
Andrew Moore. Yeah,
I'm not saying these guys are world beaters, but the idea is like if a
they
team
were
calls,
listed as top prospect, which points it out that just because you're a top prospect doesn't mean you're going to be great.
It doesn't mean jack. But I think if you're Harris, whoever ends up being the most aggressive, you start going grocery shopping, going, all right, who's your number 1, your number 3, your number 5. You really ask for the moon and you try to build this up.
But he can't be, Mr. Nitpicky and sit here and get burnt and end up with nothing.
It would be a disaster. If
That's
they both miss the playoffs,
that's a fireable offense.
If you both miss the playoffs and then don't get something significant for Tarek Skubal, you screwed up the best asset you've had. Mm-hmm. That'd be a huge black eye. 248-539-9797.
By the way,
yes,
you know how sometimes somebody put something in your head, or even you agree with it, you just can't get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Gov mentioned this yesterday off the air, and I agree because I guessed who it was. But yes, every time Brian Windhorst is on ESPN, I think of our buddy Paul Serra. I can't get it out of my head.
Jonah Hill, Paul Serra, Brian Windhorst.
More Brian Windhorst.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul Serra has the brain of Jonah Hill, though. He's a pretty smart dude.
He's very sharp.
Yeah.
All right, you're not a Michigander. We'll get to that at 8:35. It's another Bronner's level revelation from me. Coming up next, the Lions, best and worst of the offseason. Do you agree? It's 97.1. As we get into summer, you've been thinking about upgrading your ride. Let's talk Moran Chevrolet, MoranExpress.com, Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer 2 years in a row. Right now, GM employees and immediate family members can lease the 2026 Silverado 2FL for just $179 a month. That's $19.99 due with signing. See what I'm talking about, MoranExpress.com, or stop by. They're on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile, over in Clinton Township. That's Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price. Period. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Text coming in. I hate baseball. I hate the fact that we're talking about trading one of our best players for a couple of maybes. It's agonizing.
Well, he's going to be a free agent. It's nothing to do with baseball. I mean, it's all sports. You have free agency.
Make the best of a bad situation. That's Scott Harris's job now. This says, I don't trust Harris to make the deal. We'll end up with 5 Matt Vierlings and a Nick Maton, who had fire sale on their bingo card of the last workday of May. Yeah.
We didn't.
Nobody. For Schoolboy, I'd rather find a team that has true major league hitting. Doesn't have to be a superstar, but someone who can currently be a major leaguer.
Well,
the lower ceiling guys, though, then.
Right, because the problem with that, if somebody's going after Scooble, there's somebody who believes that they can win the whole thing, and chances are their major league hitter they're not going to want to part with because it leaves them with another hole.
Correct. And if it's a guy that...
Unless you go by GM Gov and you throw Corey Carpenter into the mix.
Yeah, you start making it a multiplayer thing. Sure.
I don't think you could still get a primary hitter. I mean, that's what you're looking for, right?
That's not going to happen.
Well, and again, do you want a guy who's already accumulating service time as a mediocre major league bat, or take a team's number 1, number 3, number 5 prospect and roll the dice that one of these guys, full team control, featured in your lineup for years to come. I mean, I get it. It's rolling the dice, but you got to aim for the higher ceiling. You're not trying to just be mediocre.
Right.
Guys like Max Anderson and Clark not getting called up because the Tigers don't want to add them to the 40-man so they can keep playing next year during the lockout.
That's interesting.
That's an interesting thought. First, guys, I understand the looming lockout makes trading everyone different than most years, but I'm tired of selling our best player for lottery tickets. Get a freaking MLB bat here. But you can do both.
Yes.
You can get the best return for Scooble and then free agency or other trades to get bats.
Yeah, hopefully. But the point is, these teams that want what the Tigers have are in a position because of their bats as well. Yeah. Why create another hole?
They're not going to give up high-end quality bats at the major league level when they're trading for Scooble.
Unless they think their prospect is great and can just step right in.
Right. Why don't the Tigers just chise Scooble?
Oh, boy. You know what that reference is?
No, franchise.
So one time we were talking about, what was it, Gibbs' long-term contract and let it play out. And I said, just chise him instead of saying franchise.
That's okay. Make up your own little word.
Own lingo back there.
I like that.
Stoney, why the hell would you trade Mize? He's finally figured out how to pitch in Major League Baseball.
Because he's going to be a free agent.
Don't shoot the messenger, please.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling through you to somebody else. He had a dispute with this organization over like $25,000. So that might have something to do with it. Yes, you'd love to be able to say, we're going to sign Casey Mize. He's not making a hell of a lot of money. Do you think he's not going to want to go for the most money?
Yeah, if you're already fighting over a couple fungo bats, I think it's going to be a lot more difficult when he gets to free agency.
And chances are you're not going to be able to trade him and do the John Flaherty and re-sign him, Jack Flaherty and re-sign him again. Come on. Hey, no, you don't want to trade Casey Mize, but you have to.
Real quick, on the Lions, Bill Barnwell's doing this for every team, best and worst of the offseason. Want to know if you agree with him, okay?
Yeah.
He says the best for the Lions, ... replenishing their offensive line. Wasn't up to its usual standards in 2025. He details a lot of the numbers and points out they cut Graham Glasgow, replaced him with Cade Mays, points out some of the depth moves using a first-round pick on Blake Miller. Would you say that's the best of their offseason?
The offensive line, yeah.
If you had to pick one, Cade Mays or Blake Miller?
Better
move.
I'm taking Cade Mays because of the position.
They were real bad up the middle last year, and it
Yes.
really, especially for a quarterback like Goff, it can kill him.
And there's no guarantee Cade Mays is going to be great. He's certainly not going to be Ragnow, but he's going to be better than Graham Glasgow.
And he should be more plug and play than a rookie right tackle.
Yes.
Not to say they aren't going to be asking a lot of Blake Miller.
They want him to start.
They should. Worst of the offseason, continuing to give away draft picks while trading up. Would you agree?
Well, yeah, I hate that philosophy, but I still think the worst thing they did was, well, unless you really believe in Derek Moore, the worst thing they did was not get a free agent pass rusher.
Okay. Still could.
But I love what he's talking about because, Brad Holmes' resume is highlighted by the Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kirby Joseph,
Elaine McNeil.
Yes, guys from fourth round down who they've done, and they gave away some of those picks to trade up to get the likes of, Derek Moore. Did you have to, for 4 or 5 spots or whatever it was, did you really have to trade up to get him? There was also the video with the Ravens. It looked like they were going to trade up to get, it looked like Caden Proctor possibly,
like, yeah.
And it didn't fall that way. Look, he did the same thing for what? Manu. He
traded up for, gave up a third to, a future third to take in the fourth,
right?
A project tackle. And you need these guys to hit more as you've paid some of your success stories.
Correct.
You need all of these picks. So that is his biggest criticism.
He went away from what got him there. Yeah. I mean, he also traded up to get Kendrick Law.
That's right. Receiver out of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Special team guy, probably.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Vaki was another example.
Yes. So that's probably the worst thing they've done.
Did they trade up to get Hendon Hooker? Or they just used a third on him?
I think they just used a third. I don't know. They might have.
Yeah. Anyway, we will get to a true litmus test of if you're a Michigander or not at 8:35. It appears I may have failed another one of these. We'll get to Heather with the news first. Heather, what's going on?
This news is brought to you by Fusion Energy. Well, a shooting at an after-prom party in Hazel Park left one person dead and another hospitalized. So after receiving multiple calls about a shooting, officers arrived in the area of Powell and Orchard and saw multiple people fleeing a home. Well, that's where they found a male suffering a gunshot wound outside. They say a few houses down, there was also a female victim. Both of them were taken to the hospital. The male victim passed away from his injuries. Police believe a fight broke out at this post-prom party, and the fight ended in gunfire both inside and outside of the house. Police have not released specific information about the victims, and they say they are still investigating exactly what happened. Yikes, man. Concerns are growing on Mackinac Island as business owners warn that the ongoing ferry dispute could threaten the 2027 tourist season or the tourism season. So the city of Mackinac Island remains locked in this legal battle, right, with the Hoffman family of companies. That's the owner of both ferries, the Shepler's Ferry and Arnold Transit Company. And they're in this battle over who has the authority to regulate ferry prices. So the owner of the ferries is increasing prices, keeps adding on things for convenience and luggage fees and things like that. And the city doesn't want to do that. And they're in this big legal battle where they say, if this isn't solved, people aren't getting to the island next year.
Okay, so that's a huge concern, obviously.
It's the only way to get there.
Tourism, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Just from afar, that sounds like a monopoly. Why does the same company own all of the ferries? Shouldn't you break up the monopoly and then companies have to compete to keep prices low for people?
What country do you live in, Jim?
I'm sorry. I thought I lived in the U.S. of A.
You do. It's corporate America.
Yeah, well.
Ruins the world.
But there are hotels there, resorts that are saying they're already getting questions about it. People are upset already over how much they're paying just to get there, and they're already seeing the effects. Like, should I book this for a big party, or am I not going to be able to get there next year? Should we go somewhere else?
But yeah, Kelsey and I were talking about, do we want to do Mackinac next year? Well, this would be a huge consideration.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose if you can't get to the island.
Yes.
A woman is facing charges after she crashed into a police vehicle while allegedly driving drunk. According to Michigan State Police, the crash happened Wednesday night along 9 Mile Road in East Point. A trooper was driving in a marked, Michigan State Police patrol car when he saw a car stopped at a stop sign on another street. Well, the trooper entered the intersection, and then the woman also decided, I'm going to drive through the intersection as well. Drove through the stop sign, hit the car. It was determined she was impaired. She was arrested there at the scene. Thankfully, nobody was injured. A Delta flight was about to land in Detroit, and then the co-pilot passed out.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so this was a connection flight that took off from Madison, Wisconsin, en route to Detroit on Saturday, had to make an emergency landing after the co-pilot lost consciousness. Officials say that during the approach to DTW, the first officer briefly lost consciousness. The captain did safely land the aircraft shortly after. Paramedics arrived there at the scene, got this co-pilot off, and transported him directly to the hospital for evaluation.
I've made that trip.
Have you?
Yeah, when I went to the Super Bowl in Minneapolis, coming back, we had to switch planes in Madison to get to Detroit.
I mean, that story's terrifying.
Unbelievable.
Tom Izzo's mom, Dorothy Izzo, passed away this month after living to be 100 years old.
What a great run.
Pretty incredible. According to the obituary, Dorothy died on May 19th at a nursing home in Appleton, Wisconsin, just 6 days after turning 100. So she was born on May 13th, 1927 in Norway, Michigan, was the valedictorian of her graduating class, became a registered nurse at Iron Mountain Veterans Memorial Hospital.
And as Tom pointed out last year, she could defend some of his players.
Yeah.
She was still in basketball shape to the bitter end.
Yes.
Long life.
Yeah, look, I think if you look at Izzo, and you can have gripes about how he approaches the modern basketball. He has great values as a person, and that comes from your parents.
Yes.
So that is another feather in the cap of Dorothy.
I know.
It's Heather with the news coming up next. Not a Michigander if. It's 97.1.
Hey, there was a TV series back in the 70s when I was a kid. It was called The $6 Million Man, starred Lee Majors. But this test pilot suffered a devastating crash and was rebuilt by implanting bionic limbs and an enhanced eye that gave him superhuman strength and vision. Now, what bionic means is merging technology with biology. You might remember the catchphrase, "We can rebuild him. We have the technology." 7 years ago, that's what Dr. Yaldo and his bifocal lens implants did for yours truly. Middle age, your lenses lose flexibility, becomes hard to focus on nearby objects. These amazing implants set you free from glasses, contacts, and those dreaded reading glasses for life. You'll see 20/20, both up close and far away. And it won't cost $6 million. And it's fast and painless. Have Dr. Yaldo show you how bifocal lens implants are life-changing and life-lasting. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for a free evaluation and tell him Stoney sent you.
I said this off air, and we're going to turn this into a Michigander test, a test of what it means to be a Michigander. You're not a Michigander if blank. It's telling these guys, I don't know how to play euchre.
Well, I wasn't born here, so I get an excuse for that, but I never even heard of euchre before I moved here.
You get a pass. I've lived in this state my entire life.
Right.
Have you ever tried to learn? Or like have
So, growing up, my mom's side of the family, she'd have cousins. They'd play around Thanksgiving. I was aware of euchre. I never played. And then I have, like, at the bachelor party, guys were playing euchre. I was watching, kind of trying to pick up how it's played. But no, I've never played. I don't know how to play.
I was a late learner. I didn't learn how to play euchre until, 5 years ago. I was well aware of euchre as well.
You're my age, so you're in your 30s.
There was euchre tournaments in high school. Like everyone, I just didn't have an interest then to learn. And now I have learned, but I can't sit down. Like I would have to be taught again today to play. But you can learn quickly.
I can't imagine it'd be that hard. I mean, even just watching, you start to pick up on some of it, and then
what card game does it resemble, if there is one? You could. Is it like bridge, canasta? I don't know.
Never. I'm not a big card player.
Well, I wonder how much of that is
Uno. I mean, like I don't.
Crazy Eights.
I don't play a lot of cards.
Well, how much of that is generational too? Are kids playing cards?
Oh, I have no idea.
Because like in college, everybody goes, "You went to college in Michigan. How do you not?" I don't remember anybody really playing euchre in college, at least in my group.
Oh, really? There was people were playing euchre at college, but poker, I could.
Oh, I could play poker. Yeah. Play Hold'em.
Yeah.
Everybody plays poker.
Yeah.
We were playing that in college more than euchre.
Yeah, I mean, some of it with poker too is I remember back, if you stayed up or the TV was still on after like a Tigers game or like those Fox Sports Detroit games, they'd have World Series of Poker.
Oh yeah.
So I'd watch a ton of poker.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Moneymaker.
Yeah. So I'm sure this will get flagged by our listeners. So
that's okay.
Look, I could be the butt of the joke too. Go ahead. But if you're not a Michigander, what are some of the other things that you have to have done to be a proper Michigander?
Let me know about this one. And one's going on right now. I've been here 40 years. I went to one. It wasn't even the main thing, but I went to a practice thing. But I've never been to the Grand Prix. Even as a reporter, even working it.
So not when it was on Belle Isle and not since they've moved it downtown.
Well, right. It started actually when I moved here. It was F1.
Oh, okay.
They had Alain Prost and all those guys bitching about the cars, foreigners. Oh, we don't like the cars. They're so bumpy. We don't like the cars. Too bumpy. Get your ass out of here. And they kind of did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done the Grand Prix. Heather?
Me neither. I think that's okay.
I think that's okay.
All right.
To me, one of the things I think you must do as a Michigander is cross the Mackinac Bridge.
Yes.
Guilty.
You haven't?
No.
You haven't been to the...
I've been to Mackinac, but I haven't.
Have you been to the Upper Peninsula?
No.
Like just St. Ignace, right over the bridge?
No.
You're right there. You've never gone over.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
If I did, I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I know. I don't think so.
You would remember. You would remember.
No.
Remember driving around Indianapolis for 4 hours?
I know. No, I haven't.
Okay, so I would say you have to go to Mackinac Island and you have to go over the bridge to the UP at some point in your life. I've only done it a couple times, but okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
What else did you say?
I mean, there's super simple ones. Like you must know how to use your hand to point out where you live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can do that.
Those
I think most people can,
the
but
litmus test. Those are some gimmies. What about like Motown Museum?
I've never been.
Hitsville, USA.
I would think so, especially for people who live in Metro Detroit.
Yeah, if you grew up in like Saginaw, maybe not. If you grew up in Grand Rapids, maybe not. 248-539-9797. Let's get to Jerry in Farmington. Lead us off. You're on 97.1.
Jerry,
good morning. Jerry, don't let us down like this. Get you on hold. Says he has not, what does it say? Haven't been to Mackinac Island.
Okay. So he obviously hasn't crossed the bridge.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Heather, you go to the UP every year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still have family that live there. So it's something I've been doing since I was a kid.
What benchmarks? Like I've done Tequamanon Falls.
Yes.
But I haven't done Pictured Rocks.
Oh, you definitely should do that. I don't think that's like, I think just getting to the UP is what I would say.
Okay.
But you would like it.
Have you done the Bear Ranch?
No. What's the Bear Ranch?
Oswald's Bear Ranch?
Oh, no, I've never done that.
Okay. Kelsey's talked about it. She went when she was a kid.
So I've never been to Mackinac Island.
You haven't?
The island itself.
No, not the island.
I'm surprised, especially with a family, that you haven't
Yeah,
taken
just
the kids there.
Hasn't happened. And then, but I do think something like you have had to eaten Mackinac fudge at some point.
Yeah.
You're not a Michigander if you haven't eaten Mackinac fudge.
I mean,
What
they sell
about
it at grocery stores.
Verner's?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'd go a step further.
I hate Verner's, so I
Oh,
drank
well.
it once. I'm like, I'm not a big ginger ale guy, and to me, it's awful.
You prefer Canada Dry?
Yes,
Oh,
but
no.
I don't drink
Oh,
ginger
no.
ale. Period. But
Oh, I love ginger ale. Not just when you're sick. I was going to say the Michigander thing is not have you had Verner's. It's have you had it when you're sick.
Yes,
Help settle the stomach.
always.
how about go to a football game at the Big House?
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, I know they're sorry people from East Lansing.
What about Spartan Stadium, Stoney?
Yeah,
I mean, it's the biggest venue.
right. It doesn't have the lure,
yeah.
Spartan Stadium, that the Big House does.
Right. To be a Michigander, you should have touched all 4 surrounding lakes from a ticket test.
I was just thinking that something about the Great Lakes. You have to have experienced them.
I don't think I've been in Superior.
Oh, it's freezing. You have to.
Okay.
I've only been in one, Lake Michigan,
Not Huron.
not Huron.
See, I had family. My grandpa is from Port Austin, so the thumb. So like Caseville, Cheeseburger Festival, Port Austin, Lake Huron. I've done that. What else is on the list? This could be interesting. 248-539-9797. Tell Stoney you don't need to cross the bridge to go to Mackinac Island.
No, I've been to
No,
Mackinac
two
Island.
different things. Yes, we're talking about the UP
Right.
versus Mackinac
Stoney,
Island.
the bridge doesn't go to Mackinac. Did you know that?
Yes.
You have to have tried Fago Pop.
Yes, I've done that.
I mean, there's a bunch of food ones like Detroit style pizza and bumpy cake, right?
By the way, I got a text from a former co-host, Billy McAllister. Said the euchre's a lot like pinochle.
Have you ever played
I've
Pinochle?
never-
No,
No.
I've never played pinochle.
That sounds like an old person card game.
I was gonna say my grandparents used to play pinochle all the time.
Or what else did you say? Canasta?
Canasta is one a lot of women play. It might even be a ethnic game. I have no idea,
Oh.
but I don't know.
People are saying euchre is kind of like spades. If people could confirm or deny that. Am I missing out? You don't play. I don't play. Heather would need a refresher. Tom, you grew up here. I mean, you played euchre. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it just was.
How would
kinda-
you compare it? Is it a card game that you compare it to?
Have never really played spades, but that's the one I've heard the most that is compared to spades. But no, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm curious if younger people are playing euchre.
In college now, I don't know.
Or even in high school.
Yeah, with phones and other things to do and video games and stuff.
Well, your son, you have a son in high school. Does he ever play euchre?
Not yet, but I mean, I didn't start until I think it was 17. I was on a trip back with an AP English class from Toronto, and I remember learning on the bus, and it was just the thing. People would have euchre parties. There's bars and restaurants that have euchre tournaments.
Oh yeah, I'm like very much aware that it's a Michigan thing, and like I said, I had some family that played it growing up at Thanksgiving. But my college is where I think a lot of people say they learned it if they didn't growing up, but none of the guys I lived with played it, and none of the people I met in the broadcast program played it, so I wasn't really exposed to euchre.
I don't know
in that way.
I don't know if this fits the mold, but I think there are a lot of. I think every Michigander should at least once in their life leave the state for something
What do you mean, like a vacation or for work?
or anything. There are people that have never left the state of
Really?
Michigan.
Anybody listening to us that's never left the state of Michigan, you got to be 25, okay? Call.
What do you mean, like they haven't been to Toledo? Like that would be leaving the state.
I
That's
know.
advice for everyone.
Yes.
Leave
Yeah.
your state.
it doesn't
Wherever
mean-
you are,
if
leave.
you're in Florida,
Travel.
see places.
Well, there are people in different parts of the state who have never been to Detroit.
Right.
I mean, to me, that's absurd.
Well, that gets into like the touching 4 lakes. Like you need to
Yeah.
experience all of it, not just our little pocket here
Right.
or a little pocket over there or up north. 248-539-9797. We got calls flooding in. We'll hit the best of them coming up next. But you're not a Michigander if, in my admission, I don't play euchre, don't know how to play euchre. It's 97.1. Phones, texts, feedback from you. You're not a Michigander if you've never played euchre. Hi.
Hi. Me too.
Stoney, I think you get an excuse. People look at me and go, you lived here your whole life. You went to college here. Guys were playing it on the bachelor party trip last month.
Mm-hmm.
I watched. I picked up the gist, but I've never played.
Yes, but I've been here longer than you've been alive.
That's when you put it that way. 248-539-9797. Fair point. Text says it's an honor in our family when the adults let you start playing euchre. My son is 14 and was just recently allowed. It's a tradition. It says we play it every year at every get together. Jim, there's an app you can download and learn how to play.
Oh, there you go.
Randy. Yeah, you're not a Michigander if some of the text coming in. If you say soda, it's pop.
Definitely.
You aren't a Michigander if you don't know what a Michigan left is.
That's true.
Euchre is like spades, Gabe and Livonia. I'm 48, born and raised in Michigan. I also don't know how to play euchre and have zero interest to learn. Waste of time.
Okay.
Okay, so then anything you do, like...
Yeah, I mean, come on. People are having fun with it. I'm 21. I learned how to play euchre in 6th grade. I still play with my friends all the time, to Tom's point about young kids or younger people now. Cookies, how has the secret of Cheeseburger Festival been kept so long? Maybe not as a Michigander, but someone who lives in the Thumb. I think it should be on everyone's radar. Yum. Caseville, the Cheeseburger Festival.
Oh, actually, I've gone to one of those. I love cheeseburgers.
How about a couple of these? Either you've had to have stepped into either Cabela's or Jay's. Cabela's is obviously in Dundee, closer. Jay's, I believe, is in Clare, and it's a big outdoorsman store. I haven't been in there in years. I'm sure it's been.
I've been in Cabela's.
Yeah. You have to be invested in a Detroit sports team and get heartbroken from said team to be a Michigander. Oh, we'll talk Tigers at 9:02. Stoney was at the game yesterday.
Yeah. Every city or state has some heartbreaking teams.
My daughter and I have drank water from all 5 Great Lakes. Austin on the text.
Oh, congratulations.
Silver Lake Sand Dunes and Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Yeah.
Musts.
Sleeping Bear Dunes I've done.
People don't believe me when I show them the photos. Marcus in Alabama. Let's get to the phones. Brian in Ann Arbor. Brian, good morning.
Something that everybody should do, and it involves getting to the UP, which is, I think, the crux of the thing many Michiganders don't do, to Marquette, because I think it's the best city as far as and it's not even like a traditional resort town. But the spin off of that is to jump off of Crocs, which at Presque Isle Park, which is in Marquette, into Lake Superior. If you haven't done it, you should. If you've done it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a small cliff jump into Lake Superior. It's amazing, and there'll be a crowd of people that are doing it. If you pull up YouTube, there'll be 100 videos of people doing it right now. Everybody should do it. It's great. I can't wait until my kids are old enough to do it.
Sounds great. I've never done it. I've been to Presque Isle Park, been there. I don't like jumping off of rocks, but it's cool. I know people do it.
How big of a jump is it?
I've never.
It's not super tall, like less than 20 feet. It's really not super tall.
It's still a
I'll
no.
just watch.
It's still a no from you. Okay.
Is there any
It's not my
danger
thing.
involved?
No, the lake right there. It's a little bit because when you're looking down from it, the lake is there, so you can see the giant rivers that sit on the bottom. I mean, the lake.
Drowning,
you're not,
Stoney.
You're only 10, 15 feet out from the shore. It's really not a bad swim back.
Yeah, Heather, you should do it this summer. You'd be fine.
Oh, I'm sure I'd be fine. It's just I've done things like that before. The last time I did it was in another, when we went to a national park. I did
Cliff
a big
diving?
one. Not cliff diving, but to me it was like cliff diving, even though it was just jumping off of this huge rock. All the kids were doing it. I'm like, I can totally do this. I can totally do this. And I did it. And I said, I'll never do that again.
Where does Jobby Nooner fit in all
Oh,
this?
gosh.
I never been to Jobby Nooner.
Once was enough.
Oh, you went?
been?
Oh, I've been to Jobby Nooner before.
Wow.
Details. How was it?
On the way home on the boat, all I remember is this girl puking off the side. Oh God, nope. I'm done. No, once was enough for me.
it
It's
was
not
like a
my scene.
Drunk fest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like sloppy drunk fest.
Well, yeah. It's for some.
Puking over the side of the
Yeah.
boat. You have to have gone to Canada at 19.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Frankenmuth and Bronner's. Mm-hmm. You're not a Michigander. if you don't make the Tigers Twitter admin angry at you. These are all targeted at me. I have not been to Bronner's, and I didn't go to Canada at 19.
You
I'm actually
didn't?
going across the bridge later today.
We used to go all the time.
But yeah, I was a goody two shoes and didn't go over to Windsor to drink.
So you're making your maiden trip to Toronto.
Ridiculous to say out loud, but yes. First trip to Toronto.
I should have gone a lot more than I have gone.
Like our
It's
thought
so
was,
close.
I'm not. It's like a drivable weekend trip.
Yeah, it's like going to Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. And I haven't been to Toronto, so yeah, have some fun. See the Hockey Hall of Fame, see
Yes.
the show, have a good time.
You gotta get a picture with the cup.
Yeah, well, as a Red Wing fan, it's as close as I'm going to get anytime.
Well,
soon.
yeah, I understand that. So
Okay, you're not a Michigander if you don't know what optionality is. If your favorite NFL team has won a Super Bowl, you're not from Michigan. 2 daughters graduated Michigan Tech. They play euchre all the time. Sorry, my phone cut out. You have to have the Frankenmuth chicken. Zenders?
Yeah.
right?
yes,
What about better made chips?
yes.
What about what Ryan in Waterford wants to bring to the table? Ryan, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're not from Michigan if you haven't been to Greenfield Village. We used to go there in elementary school when I was a kid.
Same.
Do they?
Love Greenfield Village.
Yeah, Greenfield Village is great, but if you live in different parts of the you're not going to drive 3 hours to Greenfield Village from.
But you got the Henry Ford Museum too, so you can bundle the two.
I know. I mean, do school trips go that far?
Oh, I wouldn't imagine school field trips from like West Michigan
Right,
are,
that's what I'm talking about.
are
You
going.
never know.
Maybe.
I mean,
It's a long day.
it is a long day,
With
but
kids on a bus.
it might be an overnight trip.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But I'll give you an example. So my wife's from West Michigan.
Right.
When we moved here, I took her there for the first time. She had never been. So
Right.
I would imagine most don't.
Yeah, no, that's far. I get it.
But
Appreciate it, Ryan.
The UP is far. That's why a lot of people haven't been there. I
Right,
mean,
that's
you got to
exactly
make the trip.
Real Michiganders have been both frostbitten and sunburnt at Tigers opening day tailgates. Mike in Clarkston.
Yes,
That's a really good one.
very true.
You were at that game yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't get frostbite.
No.
But my eyes were bothering me because I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the field.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know the afternoon show did it yesterday. Is it anger? Is it apathy? We don't even want to confine you to just those two emotions, although I think that probably sums up most people. You're either angry or apathetic.
Yeah.
We can get into that more in the 9 o'clock hour. And then, I don't know, I'll lay down my sword and try not to fight everybody. Is there anything they can do to get you back on board? Like, I will offer that out to the people out there. If there's anything this team could do, do they have to win 10 in a row? They got to get better bullpen. If they add a batter, call one of these guys up. What could they do, if anything, to get you back on board? Because they have lost a lot of people. 97.1.
Brought to you by National Benefit Plans. The Detroit Grand Prix is officially underway this weekend as gates opened this morning for a free pre-day to kick off the 3-day event. Today there will be practice runs and qualifying for the IMSA Sports Car Championship. Tomorrow is more practice and qualifying for the Indy Next and NTT IndyCar Series drivers, along with the sports car race for the IMSA. Then Sunday are the Indy Next race and the Detroit Grand Prix. Dennis Hauger is a rookie on the NTT IndyCar circuit this year. He won the Indy Next race here in Detroit last year and told me yesterday what it would mean to get his first win as a rookie on the big circuit here in Detroit.
You know how to play euchre?
Hauger will drive the number 19 Honda for Dale Coyne Racing this weekend. If you're not going to be down there on Sunday, you can hear the race live on WWJ at 12:30. Coverage from downtown starts at noon. After a loss to the Angels yesterday, the Tigers are right back in action tonight on the road in Chicago. First pitch against the White Sox is coming up at 7:40. Our pregame show here on 97.1 will start at 7:15. And the NHL playoffs resume tonight as the Canadiens are facing elimination against the Hurricanes. The Canes currently lead the series 3-1 after a dominant win on Wednesday. Puck drop in Game 5 tonight tonight from Carolina is scheduled for 8 o'clock. At the Crowell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Heather's very quietly getting a little annoyed at some of our listeners.
Well, it's funny. I'm talking to Stoney. I'm like, one of the best things about these certain areas in the UP is that people don't go there. I'm like, don't share all the best spots, right? We don't want everyone going. Keep them a secret.
I remember I mentioned how much I loved Elk Rapids because it was an underrated place.
Yeah.
And people got pissed.
Why?
Because you're revealing a secret.
Yeah.
Really?
Not that this is going to drive people to go to all these places,
Right.
but it is like,
Yeah.
do I want to share the best spots? Because I don't want them highly populated.
I don't know. I kind of look at it like recipes. Like you should
No,
share them.
I share them, but
it's one of the great things about our state. I wish more people knew about them. So I'm happy when they call in. Like I've only been to the UP a couple times. I haven't, like I said, I didn't do Pictured Rocks yet. I haven't been to Marquette and all these other, the cliff diving, all this stuff. Let's get to Chase in St. Clair Shores. You got a place up there.
Hey, everybody. So, newsflash, Michigan has mountains, and within those mountains, within the Porcupine Mountains, there's a place called Lake of the Clouds. And growing up, my parents would always bring me up there, and it is a true hidden gem within the state.
it's beautiful.
Is it
Been there numerous
UP?
times. Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at the photos. It looks incredible.
Yeah, there's lots of great hiking up there, too. Definitely, you should put it on your list.
Absolutely, yes.
Where in the UP? Oh,
It's in
it's
the
like
Porkies, yeah.
Yeah.
It's way up
It's
there.
way
It's basically
way
in
up there.
Wisconsin almost.
Yeah, it's near where we go.
There's probably a bunch of Packer fans that live over there.
There are.
Unfortunately, you'll see more cheeseheads than Lions fans.
Yeah, you can't. When we go to the go to the grocery store, there's no Lions gear. It's all.
Well, that's the reason not to go.
It's the reason why they're my
No.
most hated of any.
I can see that. Absolutely. I always said the Vikings are the least annoying
Yeah.
fan base.
Well, yeah, of the three, I would agree.
Yeah.
Chicago, there's a rivalry across all sports.
Right.
Minnesota, the Minnesota Nice.
Yes, exactly. I was just going to say the same thing.
It's just they don't have the same
Oh, you have a
edge.
cute little football team, Old it old.
Also, they haven't won a Super Bowl either.
That's true. But we've been to some, Jim.
Yeah.
Vikings have the highest winning percentage of any NFL team that hasn't won the Super Bowl.
That's
of all
crazy.
time.
Yeah, they've been to 4 as well, correct?
Yeah.
Not in a row, though.
No. No. Purple People Eaters.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we can keep taking calls on the Michigan test and what it means to be a Michigander and things you have to have done. Stoney, you were at the Tiger game yesterday. I want to give you a chance to sound off, but we also want people to answer the question, are you angry? Are you apathetic? How would you describe your emotions? And my question is, could they do anything to get you back on board? A win streak, a call up, a position group, a player performing better? What would it take, if anything? But go ahead, floor is yours.
I'll answer your question first. It would take maybe like a 15 out of 17 in Cleveland and those teams for them to if they're actually legitimately in the race. That would maybe get me back before the deadline and stuff. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they have the health to do it. And more importantly than the injuries, although that should be brought up, they don't have the talent. It's like my golf game, loft. Lack of freaking talent. And that's on Scott Harris. That team has not been managed yet. But what I want to bring up from yesterday was it's one thing to, watch a bad baseball team on television. It's one thing because it's on in the background. It's another thing to listen to the great Dan Dickerson, on the radio because you use it as background when the team's not doing well. I mean, I know a lot of people grew up with, some of the years the Tigers weren't good, but you had Ernie on the background. So that was part of your summer. I went yesterday, and it's way worse in a weird way when you're there and you see with your own eyes in front of you live, not TV, how bad they are. And that makes me angry. I won't suggest not going. You should go. It's fun to go to the ballpark. Go with some friends. You have some dogs, you have some beers, whatever. Day's nice. It's beautiful. Now, September, when it comes around, it's a little chilly. I don't feel so good about that.
Go to the apple orchard.
Yes, exactly. Go to a high school football game. Anyway, it's gross. They're 22-35. They lose to crappy teams. They haven't won. They've lost 9 of their last 10 series, and they're not exactly playing, the Yankees or, really good teams. In fact, the teams that they have playing next on the road, where they, by the way, suck on the road worse than they do at home. The White Sox, believe it or not, are not a bad team thus far. And then they go to Tampa, who, despite what their payroll is always competitive. In fact, Tampa Bay, I believe, is leading the American League East even ahead of the Yankees. Is that correct?
Sounds correct.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes,
the next week's not going to look too rosy either. So they're going to be out of it. And it's just, it's gross. I mean, Flaherty pitched good yesterday, except he had his one idiotic inning. Gave up a double on an 0-2 pitch to Adele, I believe. And then they bring in that reliever that shouldn't even be in the majors, Vanasco, right? Whatever his name. Two innings. He gives up 4 runs. He stinks. They have a lot of stink on this team.
It's a stench, all right.
It really is. So, no, I'm not apathetic. I don't, once you're out of it, you definitely don't care as much.
But you're still angry.
I'm angry. This was supposed to be a good baseball team, if not a team that, because they play in a crap-ass division, was basically a lock to go to the postseason. Their ownership, which has been delinquent for a while, stepped up and paid big money for Framber Valdez. Now, we know what's going to happen probably with Skubal, and we've talked about that earlier today. But they've had good starting pitching. They can't do the basics. They can't hit. And what makes me more angry is that it's things that we wanted, and there's no way that I or any fan, and at least in my opinion, knows more about baseball than Scott Harris or the organization. Yet their delinquency of filling this role and believing that guys that they have are just going to be better and better and better was going to be good enough is awful, and it makes me angry.
You're in the angry camp. And depending on the day, I'm there with you. Like when Vierling's playing lazy in center field, I'm angry.
Yeah.
But more so, I've become apathetic. A year ago, this team was on top of the sport. And if they had finished the year that way, I could excuse management's negligence.
Right.
But they faltered harsh. They blew the largest division lead in the history of Major League Baseball. And their GM, President of Baseball Ops, talked about staying up late at night wondering what went wrong. And then didn't do anything about it.
I didn't have to stay up late in the night to wonder what went wrong. Yeah. I have my own eyes.
My point is there were signs with the way they faded and then the way they played in the postseason in 15 innings and no big knocks. There were signs. So, I mean, there's no excuse for what's taken place. I've just reached a point where it's apathy because I don't expect it to get any better.
Right.
I'm bummed that this is what the summer is going to be resigned to. That, Stoney, it's not 100 games left to make up ground. It's really 6 weeks, 5 weeks, and then you're into deadline prep. Can they realistically climb back in a month's time? Probably not.
No, they should. Look,
so it's apathy. It says I'm resigned to what this is going to be.
Right. They will get better once players come back. I give you that.
But are they getting better?
No.
Are they getting healthy to be traded, not to get the team's record better at that point? Because I don't know how much you can save the record.
No, but I mean, some of the other injuries besides the obvious ones that they should trade, like Skubal,
Mize,
and
Torres,
Mize.
Jansen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting those guys back not to save the season, but to get something at the deadline.
Yes, absolutely. And with the impending lockout, I mean, somebody brought up a great point, and I have no idea if it's accurate or not. You know, the two Maxes, Clark and Anderson, if you bring them up and they have to be put on the 40-man, if baseball stops for a while, they can't even go play minor league baseball. So is it better for them to continue their development playing AAA than having, nothing?
Text coming in, phone calls we want to hit. Let's start with Tim on a cell. Tim, good morning.
Good morning to you guys. You know, you're talking about frustration with the Tigers, right?
Yeah.
I just canceled my TV service because the Tigers are so bad. It cost me over $100 a month for what I had, and so I'm saving more than $1,200 a year. I can't stand watching it anymore. It's just so frustrating. They got a lead in the fifth, sixth inning, and then you know they're going to lose. The bullpen's so terrible, and when they hit, they hit. But most of the time they don't.
And when they don't, it's ugly.
Yeah.
Like what, 3 hits yesterday?
Yeah. Look, you bring up a good point. There are going to be a lot of people in your ballpark and, who do the same thing. And the Tigers are going to lose a lot of income from that. And it's not that it's not that you have a hockey team that you're just waiting to sign up and buy to watch either.
Well, that was the other one, the hockey. I mean, and I said, well, baseball season's coming along, so I'll hang on to it. And then Schoolbook gets hurt. All these guys get hurt. They're still not hitting. They're not pitching in the 8th and 9th inning. I said, it's not worth it. It just isn't worth it. And if I don't watch it, I'm not frustrated. It's like talking about politics. Don't talk about it because you're too frustrated. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, you've reached your breaking
so I
point.
shut it off.
Yeah.
I shut it off.
Good for
Thanks
you.
for taking the call.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Tim. Tex says, I'm with you, Stoney. Why the hell did they bring in Vanasco in the first place with a 14 ERA? I don't know.
I wanted to save our other bullpen guys, I guess.
I don't know. You pointed out to the fact that they bust in children to watch that feels...
Child abuse.
Yeah. Stoney, I'm angry and embarrassed, and I want them to be embarrassed to force them to fire Scott Harris from an unnamed text. UP talk greater than Tigers talk, Jerry and Royal Oak. Calling about the UP. Maybe that'll make people feel like they're in a better mood. If the Tigers can get to 5 below 500 at the All-Star break, I will stay and I will be checked back in.
Oh, there's a goal. Let's hang up a banner. 5 below 500 at the All-Star break.
To defend the guy, he didn't say he'd hang a banner. It's just,
I know.
Keep the carrot dangling in front of his face.
I know.
How many below 500 are they now? Is it 13?
Yes, they're 22 and 35.
So he's saying, give me 6 weeks to make up 7 games. And he'll stay just kind of hanging on.
But you're also, it happened before. See, I don't want to go back to what happened before. But it did happen when they got hot and Minnesota went crazy.
Can you address this one?
Yeah.
You know what angers me is the next time we hear Harris talk, he's going to hit us with the injury issues 50 times and no mention of how bad the team is.
I don't know if he's going to do that. Because AJ won't use, injuries as an excuse. There's a difference between excuses and reasons, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So the injuries do have a factor. You'd be blind not to admit that, but it's not the main reason they suck. Okay. And some of the guys that were hurt, offensive guys, Torres and Carpenter, yeah, their OPSs were okay, but they weren't exactly, knocking the cover off the ball either.
Well, and how about the guys that are healthy that are supposed to be every day at bats?
Yeah.
Torque and Keith.
Yeah.
And they wanted Vierling to play a prominent role and All-Star Zach McKinstry to play a lot. Well, I mean, these are guys that are fully healthy right now, and, 3 hits for the team. I mean, the guy that wasn't even on the opening day roster had 2 hits yesterday. What's up, Harris?
That's right.
It's important to point that out.
Your boy.
Yeah, my guy.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let Wenzel Perez get out.
That's what I always say. Let's get some feedback, some phone calls. Apathy, anger. Is there a better word to describe it? And is there anything they can do to get you back? It's 97.1. Dan Dickerson on the call. We asked a question. Is it anger or is it apathy? I thought it was a great question after the game yesterday by the guys. But I'm not going to force you into those two options. If there's some other word that you would use, just make it something we can air, that you would use to describe how you feel about our baseball team. And then my question was the olive branch, the laying down of the sword. Is there anything this team could do to win you back? 10-game win streak, a call-up, a bullpen that suddenly starts pitching like nails, defense, like if they just played clean in the field, would that get you back? Or is there nothing? And if the answer is nothing, then the answer is nothing. Because, Tony, I'm apathetic because I've just accepted what this season is. It's
somebody like Melton goes on like a Fidrets-like run. Then again, he doesn't have the personality. But, you understand what I'm saying?
The baseball?
Yeah, where every 4th or 5th day you definitely are involved because you want to see somebody pitch. I mean, those are the only things. You just reach it. Obviously, you want McGonigal to keep developing and becoming a terrific player and hopefully win the Rookie of the Year, although the Rookie of the Year we might see
this weekend
go up against the Tigers tonight.
I'm sure people will complain if it happens because he's not a traditional rookie, right? The Japanese player with pro experience.
Oh, everybody hates Detroit.
He might lead the league in homers.
I know.
It's Murakami guy.
He's a right-handed bat, too, isn't he?
Is he available?
Chris? I think he's right-handed. I don't know.
No, I think he's a lefty.
Oh, okay.
He's a lefty. I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't count. We didn't need him.
Right. Couldn't use him. Chris in Kego Harbor, how are things? You're on 97.1.
Great. Thanks for having me on. I guess it would be acceptance for me just because, this over the last 20-something years of the Tigers, it's just predominantly 500 or below baseball with some playoffs mixed in there. In the 2006 run, that was in the middle of 10 losing seasons. And then we had, a run of the 2010s where we had all the all-stars and all the big names. And then we're in the middle of we're at the end of a 10-year losing season run, and we just randomly made the playoffs twice. I'm not surprised because this is just what the Tigers are.
That's depressing when you put it that way.
You're not far from the truth because they don't have any. They don't have great, and I use the word great, not good. There's a few good ones. They don't have any great positional players.
But they never really ever had.
Yeah,
just that run in the 10s, we had great players,
right?
And then other than that, we have the one or two sprinkled in, but never enough to put us in the upper echelon.
Yeah.
This is just the Tigers. We have one or two good players, and they just ride it out. And there's what more do you expect with this team? What could you expect?
Well, to be fair, the expectation was in a bad division with a strong rotation.
Yes,
that this team would be in the postseason, and if they added some offense along the way, a contender for more.
Right.
And nobody forecasted that they'd be dead on Memorial Day.
No, and management felt that some of their younger players, plus you throw McGonigal in the mix, would continue to get better. Riley Green would get better. He would. Torkelson would get better. He didn't. McKinstry would have another good year. He didn't. You can go on and on. Colt Keith. I mean, guys, they made a huge tactical error.
Yeah.
And that's killed them. But they going into the season, they had a rotation that was as good as anyone in baseball.
A rotation that should have put them in the postseason.
Yeah.
And it's broke down in some way, right? Mize missed a little time, Scooble's missed some time. But the issues aren't even all on the fact that the rotation has been injured. The bullpen's atrocious.
Awful.
And they have little to no offense.
Right. They're living off this, chaos and all these managed by, who the guy, the way he runs his bullpen, management of the bullpen, and it's not working. Yeah, it worked once.
Oh, it's more and more about that end of 24, start of 25, feeling like more of a mirage than anything else. The fever dream of 24 and them getting in and us being all excited, you realize that was not sustainable. That's not who these guys are. They put too many eggs in that basket.
Right.
Let's get back to the phones. Let's get to Katie in Brighton. You're on 97.1.
Hi. Hello, guys.
Hi.
And, I just think that they need to do, a lot of teams aren't going to give up their, relievers, but they got to do something in the bullpen because even if they're up 2-1, I go to bed and it's 3-2 or 4-2 or
Ain't it the truth?
11-2 that one game, and I'm just like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, and
So, Katie, are you angry? You're apathy? How would you describe how you feel about it?
apathy and frustrated.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if I was paying $20 for that package, I know somebody called on the afternoon show, and they already canceled it.
Yeah, we had a guy this morning say the same thing.
I've got a FanDuel package, so I'm still paying for it, but because I called Comcast and they're like, oh yeah, you're getting it, but I'm still paying for it. But I would be borderline thinking about it. I'm like, I'm not watching this every night, you know. But
so what would they have to do to like wake you up and get you back in front of the TV?
I mean, we had it on I had it on yesterday, and it was like watching paint, you know, and it's like watching paint dry, and of course
it was worse to be there and watch it.
Oh God, yeah. Well, at least you get the food and the beer, or the drinks, and you know, but.
Yeah, I was with some good people. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
That's why I like going to the games. But, you know, for beer and, you know, convenience, I could do that at home too.
Right. Not pay stadium prices, ballpark prices.
That is correct.
Yeah. Danny and Lansing, good morning. You're on 97.1.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. So I want to start off. First off, I'm from Washington, D.C., flew to Detroit this morning, turned you guys on the radio immediately.
Thank you.
I'm actually heading up to Mackinac Island, and you best believe that I'm going to be crossing the bridge. So that's
This is an awesome
from
call.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so I'm about 3 hours away from Mackinac still. But hey, so last Friday, me and my dad, we live in Washington D.C. area. Me and my dad, and my brother, went to the Tigers game when they were playing Baltimore. Camden Yards, beautiful, beautiful ballpark. That was about the only good thing about the game. I turned to my dad halfway through the game. It's a little rainy, and he's like, "We're down at this point. We only scored 4 runs." He's like, "Well, do you want to stay around?" I go, "Dad, we're losing. I can't tell you the last time we scored more than 4 runs. Let's just get out of here and go hit the bar out." So, it's just so frustrating, this team, because we had such high expectations going into it, and I don't understand why, because the team wasn't even really that good last year, and we didn't do much to improve it. So it's anger, and it's like at the same time, I regret looking up the score in the morning to see how the game was last night. You know what I mean? So it's just so frustrating.
Danny, I got you. I want to knock out a couple quick phone calls here. Mark, you're next up. You're on 97.1.
Hey, morning, guys.
Morning.
So I'm disappointed, just because I was so excited about this year. You know, my wife and I, we meet friends up there once a year to go to a game, and we just we're not doing that. So we'll spend that money. We'll go to Cedar Point instead. Unless they can, the only thing that can bring me back is just they chip away at this one game at a time. We're in a weak division, but we need this. We got to get this next man up mentality somehow. I don't know the answer, but like I said, one game at a time, anything could happen.
So let me break it down, like the next benchmark. Like it'll be June 1st, whatever. By July 1st, how close do they have to be?
5 games out.
Okay. Of a playoff spot or of the division or
No,
a
of
500?
the division. Like I said, we're in a weak division.
Yeah.
I mean,
so 5 back in the division on July 1st. You're going to, hey, I'll play along. I'll see where this goes.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I luckily I listen to you guys on the radio, on the app or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't pay to listen to the games. So, I mean, I still listen to the games because I am Captain Optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic, but man, I'm disappointed. This is just, it's like, what the heck? This stinks. Anyhow, you guys, I love your show.
Thanks.
You guys do a great job. God bless and have a great rest of the day.
Have a great weekend.
Enjoy the weekend. Greg's going to kill me. One more. Dan, make it quick. I want to get you this point from you in. You're on 97.1.
Hey, thanks. I think that the team winning in 2024 or making the playoffs, I think set this franchise back because they learned all the wrong lessons from it. They learned that they can get by the skin of their teeth with the aggressive platooning and the pitching chaos, and that they don't actually have to go out and get an everyday player or go out and get real pitching depth, and that they're okay just kind of winging it, and it's just we're paying for it now.
Well, they got real pitching depth, starting pitching depth.
Well, they added Kenley Jansen to the bullpen and Finnegan at the deadline. But I think specifically offensively, they maybe they learned the wrong lessons. That's a good call. It's a good point by Dan. All right, got the cookie jar coming up next. It's 97.1.
You guys, are you loving this weather or what? Now that the days are longer, if you're like me, you probably want to do more. Get outdoors, do some chores, maybe play some golf, some tennis, take the kids to the pool, or hit up a concert at Pine Knob. And then, of course, you still want to perform at work. That's why I keep saying, get some Fusion Energy. Skip the coffee, hit 7-Eleven or Speedway, and grab a Fusion Energy. It's a highly researched, good-for-you energy drink with 5 great flavors. I keep saying it, but go grab a can of Fusion Energy at any 7-Eleven or Speedway.